always a good fist.
Good, yeah. You're always looking for a good fist, is what you're. I think that's everyone's.
Yeah.
And there we go. And we're hot, and we're running, and we're going. Hi, Oscar.
Hi, James.
Welcome to the studio. Thanks for fixing all the lighting, even though we're going to replace all the lighting.
Yeah. It's a kind of cool before and after.
Yeah, this will be fun.
See if I really know my shit or I'm just fucking around.
The evolution of the lighting of this podcast will be fun to follow. Yep, all the reds are going. We're recording. So, hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like it when it rains. So rainy, sandy.
Right?
Yeah, I like it.
Because you're born and raised here, right? You're where?
I was born in Ensenada, actually, Mexico.
Okay.
Mexico. And my dad was a captain. He was a merchant marine, 4 stars, big shot and shit. So we sailed all across when I was a kid. And then
Where's all across though? That's
from Pacific, Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico. He was transporting oil, petroleum.
And were you on, when you say sail across, you were on the boat, living, like the family was on the boat?
Just me.
Just you with dad?
Yeah, me and dad and mom sometimes would hop in a helicopter, but he was this big shot dude.
Yeah.
And family of merchant marines in Mexico. Then they divorced and we were on the streets. So that's where
Who's we?
My mom and I.
So when they were together, you were on the ship with dad touring
and he
oceans.
was a harbor master. He worked in the government. Then he kind of lost his shit and we were on the streets. So that's where I started living, like Compton, San Diego, TJ, all across. But then I was considered, when I asked where are you from, I was like, I'm from San Jose del Cabo. Because that's where that's kind of where I put my roots and really.
Cabo.
Cabo, San Jose del Cabo.
Just pull it a little bit closer, right?
Cabo.
There you
Cabo.
go.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
At what age are you on a ship? Like, are you a baby at that point, or you're like old enough to like?
Probably 3 years old to 5, 6.
So you kind of like, did you have like free range of the ship a little bit?
I was a little dick.
And these are massive ships.
Yes, massive. It's the oil tanker. You talk like.
And you're just running around on deck when it's nice out and running around down below.
The kid's captain. It was like, I barely.
Nobody messed with you.
No. I remember pancakes on Sundays. They were delicious. I remember big as ship. We had an encyclopedia of Disney, but you're disconnected from the world. Like,
right.
I barely remember. I have some memories here and there. And then I didn't grow up with my brothers. I have 4 brothers, but they're older than me, like 12, 15 years after. But I barely remember. But all my memories are pretty much that.
So I'm just trying to picture that, like, I'm guessing, because what I never realized this, and I don't think most people do, is like those giant ships don't have that many people on them compared to like how big they look. It's not like a cruise ship.
Most of it's all the gasoline and the petroleum and all the fuel.
But then there's like 10 people that literally like, hey, we got engineers that are making sure the engines are working. We got the captain, we got a navigator or whatever, or a pilot.
Maybe throw it out there. Maybe 800, 1,000. Like I was recently on an aircraft carrier. Yeah. And peacetime, 3,000 people, same size, right? Yeah. Wartime, they said 5,000 people. So that's the whole town, right? These guys are probably 500, 800. It really depends.
Oh, wait. So there are 500 people on the ship?
I would say yes.
All the like crossing the ocean? Oh, okay. I thought it was like 12 people or something.
No, I think there's plenty of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got.
Then I'm wrong. Both sides of my brain are wrong.
Dude, I'm not. I didn't get my sea legs, so.
Were you always sick? Or like?
No, when I was in college, I went for business school, and I worked at Cito and Bessel Assis. Do you remember those?
I remember Cito,
Cito and Bessel
all over the country.
And I would be in school and I would have a radio here on Channel 16 just because I made a little money. You don't make money until you rescue someone. And I got one like at 3 a.m. It's like, oh shit, we got to save someone.
Right.
And I got to call a captain. We had a ship and we jump on the little boat, La Sufrida.
How little though? You call it a little boat, but it's still a 40-something foot.
No, 28 probably. It's just
it's just like a center console.
Yeah, big
edge. If you don't know what Cito is a service that you can, if you're on the water. I remember it being in the East Coast when I was there, and I've seen it out here. You pay a subscription service,
like AAA,
or you don't. Yeah, it's like AAA for boating.
Water. Yeah,
and if you pay it, it's a reasonable charge to get your boat towed in that broke down or rescued or whatever. If you don't pay it and you call them, it's a very unreasonable charge.
$10,000, $8,000.
Which, again, could save your $500,000 boat.
Yeah, but it's very different because you're out at sea, you could die. You're in the freeway.
Especially
like,
this sea.
Yes.
Coming from the East Coast, I grew up in the East Coast on the water. I grew up in the Florida Keys, and like you'd hear stories, and there was like a famous one of Miami Dolphins football players. They like went out in the Atlantic and they were fishing or partying, whatever, and one of the guy bought a boat, and they somehow it either flipped or went down or whatever. And they were like miles out. And a couple of them were like, wow, I'll just swim the shore. They died. But then like two other people or one other person, they just held on because the boat was upside down but still floating. And they just held on to the boat for like a week until they were found because in the Atlantic, you're fine. You can just float in the water and you're fine. Here in the Pacific, you have 45 minutes or something till you are hypothermic. And an hour or 2 hours later, you're dead. That's just it.
True. Yeah.
There's no hanging out till help arrives. Like
you've sailed those waters.
I've spent so much time in the water on the East Coast, and was just like comfortable in the ocean my whole life, scuba diving and snorkeling by like age 5, 6, and just in the water my whole childhood. And then I came out here and I sailed with some friends, and I remember, and we sailed at night from here to Catalina, and I remember looking in the ocean and being like, "This is different. This is a dark, inky, scary, black ocean.
Yes.
And it's cold.
Yeah, it's weird.
The feel is different too. Like in the Atlantic is a very chop-oriented. It's a very choppy sea, where here it's a very roller. It's big, huge. It feels like sometimes I've been out where, I mean, it feels like literally a building picks you up. And you raise, and it's like very gradual and it's not violent, but it's very like, and then back down. Where the Atlantic's like,
that's where you get your sea legs. I was just in that aircraft carrier and it's huge. And still at night, I was just doing this.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's still calm. It's like, damn, I can't.
But you
see.
felt it.
I felt. I was like.
And let's say why you were on the aircraft carrier because you are a filmmaker, photographer, videographer, editor, musician.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
A bunch of stuff.
Skills that pay the bills.
All the skills. As many skills as possible to pay the bills.
To pay the bills,
yeah. So you were on an aircraft carrier shooting for the government, the military, right?
We were part of a group, distinguished visitors through our band. This was through their band, but also I was allowed to film and photograph, and it got some really badass stuff. But it's incredible to see this F fighter,
it was like the F-18, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just taking off 15, 20 meters from you.
Yeah. Loud as shit.
Yeah, you feel the boom right here like a drum. Yeah. Boom's like, and just look at you. Yeah. Also, it's pretty cool to ride one of those Ospreys.
That's right. The Osprey. The 22.
Yeah, that was super.
Which also you feel that thing just beats the air into submission.
Yeah, it was really, you're like, oh, shit. But the windows open, like the doors open. When you came in, it's like you seen like, oh man, like you could fall in.
The Osprey, for people, it's if you remember, it was it was in a bunch of the Transformers movies. Where it has it's not a helicopter, it doesn't look like an airplane. It looks like an airplane that has two large propellers that rotate up, and they can take off pretty much vertically, and then they can rotate them,
they just boom,
and they haul ass. Yeah, they do like 360 knots. Those things are
they're
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we went there. So we were sitting there at dinner with the Master Chief and the captain. And everyone's like, so who are you? I was like, I'm a gold medalist, and we have this. And now I'm the manager for the Loyals in San Diego. It's like, right on, like a distinguished visitor. Great. How about you?
Because there was a bigger group than just your band.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just our band. And then they go like, what about you, good sir, over here? Like, I'm the general manager of the Viper Rooms. Like, damn. Like, and I played with Scott Whelan. And it was like, right on. And they go around the room, engineers, defense contracts. So what about you guys? Yeah, I got a band called the Thundercock. And it was like laughing.
How did you get on this list?
So it's a long story, but that's what we're here for. We started the Thundercock at the Comedy Store.
Okay.
Actually, that's where it was born, at the Comedy Store. And it's just three dudes, Irish dude, big black Mississippi dude, and the Mexican dude.
Okay.
And
The perfect mix.
The perfect mix. And we started just like, we'd all been in bands all across, like the Fuchs. Somebody was in the Fuchs. The other guy was a punk band. I've been in metal bands and all this stuff. But we wanted something a little bit more mellow. And the first thing's like, do we get along? Because we're in our 40s. Like,
it counts. We ain't got time for this shit.
We ain't got time for shit. You know, like, yeah, man, I'm going to be famous. And, you know, you get all these bullshit stuff. So do we get along? Then the three of us, old ass, just went there and we started watching. I don't know who was on the comedian list, but Odell started making jokes about Taylor Swift's butt. And man, he talks like that. You always give him shit. Man, have you seen her butt? And like that. I was like, yeah, we're gonna get along. This guy's funny. That's fucking awesome. So we started playing around town about 9 years ago, and the difference is that we're completely acoustic. So it's upright bass, 2 violins, and guitars and harmonic, but it's completely acoustic. And when they see us, like, what the fuck? We play Irish music, but all of a sudden we're playing Black Sabbath. It's like, oh shit!
In an Irish cover.
In like
an acoustic, beautiful,
weird way.
Yeah.
We're like really weird. Oh, we're playing Beastie Boys. Like, oh shit, or we're playing.
But it sounds beautiful.
It sounds cool. We're playing Pink Floyd, and then we're playing country, and then we're playing metal, and so we like to throw people off.
Yeah.
During that time, we got adopted by Navy SEALs, so because they liked it, and it's like, oh shit, and then pilots. And then all these military crew that
were you playing at like military bars and things like that?
Yeah, like the Style. We played at OB. We would play like in Claremont. We would play like really different places. So we started getting followed, but most of it was like military. They were just having fun, you know. And it's a very cool crowd. So through them, we kind of like, hey guys, let's treat you about something, you know. Let's get you an experience. So that has got us into the weird play. Like we played in federal prison in Chula Vista. We got allowed in there. All of a sudden, we go there and like, hey, you got to waive your life here.
Yeah,
there's a riot.
We can't protect.
Yeah, we can. So they throw us in general public. Here we are with instruments in the middle of the prison. Is like, oh, so orale vato, you go in, you know. Nobody mixes, you know, like colors here, other colors here, and it's like. Once we got on stage and started playing like Johnny Cash, I was like, fuck yeah, we're going to do Ring of Fire.
Of course, yeah.
We're do, all this Johnny Cash songs that we started playing. And they got to sit together. And that was the only time that different races or different cultures got together to sing, you know, because we were playing.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason they got us there, because we were a mix. We didn't even know. It was like, okay, cool. So we've been in really different places. So we want to play at the aircraft carrier when it comes back. That's our aim.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. So all right, so let's backtrack to how you even got to this. So you're 5 years old, running around a big merchant marine ship. Your dad's a big guy. You kind of said your dad kind of like lost his shit.
Yeah.
And then your mom and your dad got a divorce.
Yeah.
And then you and your mom are on the streets.
Yes.
And when you say on the streets, like homeless, staying on friends' couches?
Yeah. So my dad was, it was so weird. So like Mexico especially corrupt. You know, he didn't want to be corrupt. He was a man of power, and suddenly he's like...
It's hard to keep going, though, right?
Yeah, he said, like, F it, and that's kind of what I recall. I remember them signing the papers, and I said, that's a good thing, you know, because my dad, he would... your dad's always your hero.
Right.
Your dad's your first hero until you meet him, really. So I remember he taking me to his secretary house, playing with his kids. Later on, I figured out he was banging him. And he'd come out like, all right, son, let's go. Yeah, Dad, cool. And then I didn't realize it. It didn't click. I'm 5 or 6.
So you're hanging out in the living room,
with
playing
the kids.
around.
Yeah, and
he's inside banging the secretary.
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then I would come home, mom crying.
And you're like, well, I don't get it.
Something's off. It's like, no. And then I have to like leapfrog into maturity. It's like, yeah, something's not cool here. Shit's wrong. So that's where it started kind of separating.
Yeah.
You know, when they got divorced, my dad said, you're not getting any more money. You know, they were high status, all that shit.
Yeah.
So from there, mom had to start cleaning houses or doing some shit. You need a B12 or B something visa to work, you know, kind of that kind of stuff. So she came and she started working in LA. And I remember, these are kind of like vague stuff there. That, I lived in a house with 4 or 5 other families and different, like Colombian, Dominican, like different, right? And they go to work at night. Like, okay. And one day I went out, I was going to school, all this stuff. I didn't know where I was. Like, there's no internet to check.
Yeah.
And I'm walking, I got my quarters. I found a video game arcade store, like on the streets. Like,
and you're how old here? You're
probably 7, 8.
Okay.
I want to say something. And this kid who's like, I was a taller kid. I always looked older, but I'm a big dork. I was like, fuck this guy. So this kid, I saw this kid kind of like iffy, like coming at me. All right. So I cross the street. He crosses too. He comes at me. He's like, yo, give me your money. What? You're a kid. Like, give me your money, yo. It's like, sure, man. You want to go play arcades with me? It's like, no. Give me that Pepsi you got. Sure. Here you go, buddy. All right.
You thought you made a friend?
Yeah, I thought I made a friend.
Like,
I was getting mugged until I saw the knife.
And you're 7 and this kid's like 10?
No, this kid was like my age probably, but it's much smaller.
And apparently streetwiser.
Very, very streetwise. Like, I just got mugged.
He just sees you just happy-go-lucky walking down the street with a pocket full of quarters.
Yeah, just go and play my video games. It's like, all right, fuck this. I went in. Hey, Mom, can I get a quarter? Because I want to play. Like, you just got mugged, dude. It's like, fuck. So Mom freaked out, took me out of school. Later, I realized, I looked back, I was like, it was Compton.
That's where you were.
I lived in Compton. I was like, okay. And I had buddies, I didn't, because she pulled me out of school, but I had buddies like my neighbor, and I hang around. Yeah. I was in no way a gang or streetwise.
But when at 7, 8 years old, you get pulled out of school. Were you doing homeschool then? You were just not school?
Nothing, not school. Not watching. My school was watching Fox, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a lot of movies, a lot of cartoons.
Did you speak English your whole life?
Yes.
So that was always a thing?
Yes, always a thing. Yeah, and that was weird. Kind of like it was a given. Like I would speak both languages. Where did you, when you were down in Rosarito, or like on the ships you were? No,
Ensenada.
I just came with it. It was part of the package.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like you're making your characters like, all right, you'll learn to.
You're bilingual.
You're bilingual.
Just
yeah,
how it happens.
That's how it happened. But I think it's because a lot of TV that I watch, but also music. So it really helps you want to learn a new language. You kind of listen to the songs, sing along with it, and learn the language. I think like when you're trying to get like a radio voice, hello, you kind of get
listen, you pick it up,
But then being me, an introvert, I'm very observant of people, human behavior, started to develop that, So I think that's where I picked it up subconsciously as a survival tool or something.
So you're in Compton. You're not going to school.
Nope.
How many years did that last?
It was a lot. I think it was a year and a half maybe,
and then you got out of Compton.
My dad came to rescue us. He changed his mind. We lived in Rosarito, and it's funny. I lived where the Titanic was made, where the studios are.
Yeah.
So that was a Harbor Master port. It wasn't a port, but it was a Harbor Master house, and that whole lot that I used to play there. And I remember I had the stick and pretend I was Donatello, just fuck around. Yeah. I had like 12 cats and a dog, and those were my friends. And it's like didn't go to school either. That didn't work out either for them. My dad wasn't abusive. He was just very, really abusive. He was a smart ass. Very smart man, don't get me wrong. He was really smart. And there's a lot of people who still idolize him because he did real good stuff, Work-wise, he was cool. Family-wise, he was fucked up. But we moved to Cabo, and in Cabo, I'm 4th or 5th generation. My great-grandfather built a big lighthouse in Cabo. He came from Spain and built a lighthouse. So from my mom's side, that's kind of like a lineage.
So does that mean there was family there? There was support there?
They were very, very well off, like very well off family over there. Good people too. And they kind of helped out my mom. So I had an uncle who's a great dude. He was the mayor there, and he had lots of land, and he built these apartments. So he gave one to my mom, and later I know he didn't charge her rent. So my mom started cleaning houses for rich people in Palmilla, and she made a good living.
And you were in school at this point?
I was finally in school,
playing catch up, or
playing catch. Yeah.
I mean, like
6th, 5th grade. My school back then in Cabo wasn't that big of a deal yet. My school was dirt. Like the school. You know how you see Mexico? It's like, oh, look at the kids playing. Like mostly bullshit. In this case, the school was still being
like dirt floor, concrete block.
Exactly. Yeah, that
square.
Very humble people. My best friend there lived in a house made of carton. He was from Oaxaca. And Ramon, and he invited me over, and he was making frijoles on like a fogata. Mom, super delicious food, super cool people.
With nothing,
but they're super rad. Yeah, and my friend, we used to play there. I sucked at sports. He was great at sports, like ripped and shit, like, you know. And he worked building houses with his family and all this stuff. Very, very humble people. And then I pivot, and I would go to Palmilla with the super rich Tony Curtis. My mom was a cook for Tony Curtis, and meet the super rich and bring all these people. So that was huge different span of life.
But at that age, did you even see it? You're like, no, my friend has this, and these people have this, and
give a shit.
yeah, good people.
Like, yeah. I never felt, you know, like looked down, like, oh, look at this. No,
did you know you were poor when you were poor?
No, I didn't realize it until later. I guess when I got bullied or shit like that, but I didn't realize it. No, you know, and even if I did, it's just like, or whatever. I do hold, I guess, a little bit of, I would say, a grudge of being looked upon on, not on the money wise, but I guess on your self-worth. I think that's what is important. You know, when
and so you mean people would look down on you because maybe you were poor. They'd like, you're
not good enough. Yeah. And they don't look for who you are. And
what
I think
you are, not who you are.
Yeah. And I think it's where I pivot a lot with my skills. So I'm awkward in meeting people. So if I meet a friend, like one of my best friends now, how I met my wife, I didn't know how to approach him. I want to be your friend, man. So what I did is I made him a drawing and put his name on it. Hey, look what I made for you. Now, this is a 14-year-old dude now. It's awkward.
That's kind of awkward. That's really awkward
weird. So
to make friends.
I looked at it.
Was it a drawing of him? Did you draw it? Just a drawing?
Yeah,
of
it was
what?
like a spaceship and his name on it, some shit. So I gave it to him and just like, he just threw it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't.
This is really weird, dude. It's like,
we're friends now.
We're friends now, man. Like, it was super fucking weird.
And now you are, though.
Yeah, but hats off to Axel. He's a really good buddy.
Why do you think you had that social awkwardness?
I think
it sounds like you spent a ton of time alone.
A lot. Yes, very much so.
Like you said, you had cats and dogs and a stick,
friends,
and they were your friends.
Yes.
So
the stick that was a bow for dogs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think it was because I looked at life through TV and through entertainment so much that it was really hard for me to be, I'm here and I'm present and there's a human being here and we need to make connection.
Like even with people, did you like you were almost like watching it unfold instead of being in the room with them?
Exactly.
Like you were in the room, but you were like watching.
Yeah.
How's this novella going to play out?
Exactly, novella. Exactly. Or even now that I went through that meditation and journey and everything we talked about, it's easier for me to separate myself from me and look at. Like if I feel rage or anger, I'm able to separate and see, like, okay, that's this entity that you're feeling here, and this is here, and then, you know, I guess that it's helpful for cinema, filmmaking, and writing, and all that stuff, but it's not healthy because then the body's psychosomatic, it starts hurting. You know, it's like acting up on your shoulders, your back, and
right, because you're carrying it all around, thinking it is you, instead of observing that it's a thing that you are experiencing.
Exactly. Yes.
When did you start to have any type of that intelligence, emotional intelligence and things like
it's funny you mentioned that because when Daniel Goldman came out with his book, Emotional Intelligence, I was 15, 16, something around that. And I ordered it. I was really interested in it. And
where were you at that point?
I was in Cabo.
So you're living in Cabo in high school?
Yeah, I think I was in high school.
Were you once you kind of caught up to were you doing well in school?
No, because they didn't know I needed glasses, and I had buck teeth too. So things were not going well.
Jesus, man. What? And you're handing kids drawings?
Hey, man. Really
you want to be my friend, and you can't even see the guy's face.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's out of focus. You didn't realize that shit's out of focus?
I did not know that.
You just thought everyone sees fuzzy. Everything's
like,
fuzzy.
Hey, don't be so close to the TV. Well, I can't see shit. Don't stand close to the TV, kid. You know, and... So finally, they figured out that I needed glasses. So I put them on. I was like, "Oh shit, I can see
a whole world,
a whole new world." And that was probably in high school or something. So I started doing better. In my classes.
You could read and interact and see the board.
Exactly. Yeah, I started as like, okay, yeah, I can start seeing shit and got my teeth fixed, and it just gave you more confidence because I used to talk like this too because my teeth were buck and people would make fun.
The bottom was out.
No, I had
like the top. Oh yeah, buck like the top.
Yeah, like I had rabbit teeth, and yeah.
It's like a huge overbite.
Yeah, huge. So it was interesting now that you look back.
That's a rough
it's
go.
really different when you talk about all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's all in the cinema of your head, and then you talk about it. It's like,
And what's, I think there's something to it too, where like you can look back now and think about things like that, or parts of your life or how you were and stuff. Where at the time it was like, this is just a Monday.
Yeah.
This is just what being 9 years old is.
exactly.
And now you're like, Jesus, I couldn't see, and I had buck teeth. Like,
Yeah, you look back, it's like, oh shit, you got
how
handicapped.
the fuck didn't anybody know I couldn't see?
Never.
How did I not know I couldn't?
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, because you don't know what you don't know. You know.
But meanwhile, your mom's just busting her ass trying to
she's
survive.
busting her ass trying to survive and put food on the table and living day by day. And yeah, you don't know until you look back. It's like, oh shit, yeah. So yeah, my mom was my best friend. I was a mama's boy, huge mama's boy.
Yeah.
Huge. So when she passed away, that's one of the hardest things for me to overcome.
How old were you when that happened?
That she passed away about 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
That was really hard for me, because it's the first time you feel lonely. You know, you can be truth to someone. You know, you can speak to someone. She's always there for you, unconditional. And when she passed away, it's like it hit me like truck. Like, I don't know, like it was really hard. So that's where I got into meditate. I needed something.
I always found it amazing that even after my dad died, the thought of talking to him never went away. And I've noticed this. I've had a few friends die too, where it's like something will happen. You're like, I got to tell Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in your brain, you're like, what do you mean he's not here? And then you have to like remind yourself they're not here.
No. And I think the lesson I learned, because what I experienced when she died was anger, massive
At
rage,
who?
anger at my mom.
At her for dying.
Yeah, it was anger. It wasn't grief.
Was it because she didn't take care of herself?
She didn't take care of herself? Yeah. I had one hope, is that I want my mother to live enough to see my daughter grow and have an interaction.
Yeah.
Teach her everything that she knows. Because my mom was a wonderful, wonderful person. She was one of a kind. Every mom's one of a kind. But she adopted everyone. She was like this matriarch that everyone went to. She adopted her as a mom because she was so loving, so caring, emotionally intelligent, huge charisma that she had. I don't have her charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Just a great soul.
But she took care of everyone except herself.
Exactly.
And by that, how was she not taking care of herself?
So she smoked like a mofo.
Yeah.
She took pills, antidepressive, I think they were.
Yeah.
Pills she ate. I would fight her.
Like, was she a big woman? Like, was she? No,
I wouldn't say she was big. She
was she like? But she was unhealthy.
She was unhealthy. She smoked a lot. I used to steal
That's the
her
main
smokes.
one. Is that what killed her?
Yeah, that's what killed her. The smoking. Yeah. She died 6 years ago. My sister took her to see the Pope because we're Catholic. Went to see the Pope. She was like, "Oh my God, I see the Pope." She bought me this really chunty, really bad shirt of the Pope that I have hanging. I never wear it, but I have it there because it's all smelly.
Your mom gave it to you.
Yeah, my mom sent it to me. She bought it over there. She was in wheelchairs already. And then she was in Mexico City, and then she flew to La Paz with my sister, and that's when she passed away. A day before that, I was playing in OB with the band, and it was about midnight. All our gigs were really late, and I got a text saying, "Hey, Mom's in the hospital," and I go like, "Well, how bad is it? 1, 2, 5?"
Yeah,
I would say 3 or 4. She's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna worry about that. And then the next morning, I'm working on my computer, and I got the weirdest call from my brother, who's about 50, and he was like ultra to me. I was like, he's like, "Is this a prank call?" And he was crying. It's like, I never heard him cry. It's like, he told me Mom's dead. So I go, things weren't going great economically. Things weren't doing so hot with my daughter live. And so this was the final straw. I was just pissed, you know, because I wanted my mom to be with my daughter. So I got up, start throwing shit. I look at my wife, and she goes, "What's wrong?" So she's never seen me. I'm a pretty peaceful guy. And she's like, "Mom died." And she's just dropped to the floor crying. In that moment, I acknowledged, like, okay, you need to chill the fuck up. So I clicked. Rage went away or compartmentalized somewhere.
Right.
Just go pick her up. Told her it's going to be fine. Took care of all the arrangements for funerals, you know, where she's going to be, talk to family, let's go over there. We flew over there, and I was completely numb. I kept working. I had a hotel client. I was already going down there. I had a client on a hotel. I was in the meetings, and then, okay, I got about 2-3 hours before I have to bury my mom, but let's go.
Yeah.
Business
Yeah.
usual. Let's get this. Can take care of shit. Okay, cool.
Which is such mundane shit. Like, what, you want palm fronds in the background? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, what?
Yeah.
Which
Just like
office
stoic,
space?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom's dead, but you want palm fronds?
Yeah.
Got it.
And they're
Okay,
like, dude, you should go more. And it's like, no, we're cool.
yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Well, there's something interesting about that, and I think that's like, I remember when my dad died, there was very much, I think you adopt as a safety mechanism, just like, I think like there is some numbness that shows up
It does, yeah.
because it's the only way you can function. And because I remember like my dad got diagnosed, something happened, and all of a sudden my mom was like, you need to come home. And I was in Tampa. No, I was in Tampa, and went down and to South Florida, and he's at the hospital, and we see him, boom, and we didn't know what it was yet.
Yeah.
We get there, boom, cancer, it's everywhere. You know, literally the doctor that's been like our family doctor since I was 5 is like holding his hand crying, being like, this is going to kill you. And my dad's just laying in the hospital bed like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Like, the doctor's crying.
Yeah.
My dad's telling her it's going to be okay. Yeah. And we're all in the room like, holy shit, like, when's he going to die? What do you mean? Like, and I remember I was there for like 4 days, and then we know that, like, yeah, he has cancer. He's going to die. He gets moved up to Miami. Mm-hmm. He's in Miami. They're treating him with, radiation. That did well. And then they're going to do the chemo and da-da. And I remember there being like, yeah, it's working pretty well, da-da-da. And I'm like running a construction company up in Tampa. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to go do payroll and shit. And like the business, there's still 12 people that are working every day at this company I'm running with my uncle. So like, I got to go. And I went back up thinking like, yeah, they'll call me and then I'll come back down and da-da-da-da. And I missed the only month that he was like lucid. And by the time I went back down, things had gotten bad. And I'm like, why the fuck am I working? Like,
yeah, what's it all about?
Yeah, because I missed literally the last good that he had mentally. And what's crazy is they had pumped him full of steroids to like help, because I think that helps with stuff and pain and whatever. And he kind of came back. We didn't know it, but over the years, we think that like the cancer and whatever was in him was like slowly slowing him down.
It was already there.
Oh yeah, like that's what we found out. It's like, oh, this has probably been going on for a long time, slowly. And his cognitive abilities were like lacking, and he was always tired. You'd be in a conversation with him, and he'd just fall asleep in his chair. And we're like, Dad's old. Plus, he was fat and diabetic, ate like shit, didn't take care of himself. And in your mind, you're like, I don't know, Dad falls asleep sometimes. Yeah. And that was just it. But it happened so gradually, you didn't notice. And all of a sudden, they pumped him full of steroids, and he was like wide awake all day, talking, wanting to know things, wanting to talk about things, wanting to tell you stories about things. And I leave to go work.
But then it just struck me, like, what if like your dad or my mom would have taken care of themselves? How many more years? 10, 20, And but not only that, like, would they have been quality years? Or what's shitty say, what's the purpose or quality, or what's the impact that it would have,
Right, because like you said, your mom could have spent time with your daughter, could have just shared some of the experience, some of the wisdom, just even the love, fuck it, the love.
And then thoughts like, death is natural. Death is something that part of life.
Yeah.
Death is happening right now. Birth is happening right now. So, but what is you start asking yourself, what is it to be human? Is it the purpose? Is it impact? Is it creating something? Is it leaving a mark? Is it making the world better? Is it making it worse? Or so you have all these connections with the people you love and all the people that you care about. And when she died, I thought, there's no more impact my mother will have in this world. There's nothing she left. There's nothing that she can teach my daughter. There's nothing left.
The legacy is...
It's exactly, it's cut. It's dead. It's like your dad, like you wanted to spend that quality time, maybe share a yolk, one more beer. Something. And then part of me was like, well, that's selfish, because you're doing it for you, It's like, I wanted that. I want to spend more time. I want to.
Yeah, but you know what? They did too. And I kind of look at my dad and like I think he dealt with a lot of depression. He dealt with a lot of anxiety. And this is stuff that I found out later that like he was dealing with a lot more than I ever knew about.
Yeah. And that's what stuff that we don't know.
Yeah. And I'm like I look back and I'm like, even in high school, I was in the next room as a kid that was probably dealing with some mild depression, some identity shit, some like just anxiety, social anxiety, whatever. Meanwhile, I don't know that in the next room, my dad's dealing with a bigger version of the same stuff or a different version of the same stuff.
And that's interesting because
I'm like
our parents give us their demons or their, you know, and that's for us to either being consumed by it, throw it back.
Right.
Because you and I are in the generation that we're in the middle. Our parents are dying.
But we have kids. Yeah.
We have kids. And now we're the adults. Now we're that version like, oh shit, if it's a movie, we're the parents. We're not the main actors anymore. It's about them.
Yeah.
We're the support.
But I don't know. See, I look back and part of me, and I think it's because my dad was fat and diabetic and whatever, you know, that like I've been working with a trainer. I've been exercising.
Right.
I've been a chubby kid my whole life and struggled because my dad was chubby. My mom was fat. Like we grew up just eating fucking buffet style dinner every night of my life. Midwestern meat, potatoes, butter, dessert, all the shit.
Yeah.
All the time. I remember as a 10-year-old kid, dinner'd be on the table. There'd be like meatballs, mashed potatoes, whatever. And I'd have an entire plate of food.
Yeah.
And I'd finish it. And then I'd have another entire plate of food because it was there. And nobody was stopping me. And they were doing it too, I'm sure. But I look back and I'm like, what the fuck, mom and dad?
Yeah, they didn't know.
Like, why? You're looking at a fat kid.
Exactly.
You're raising a fat kid. And in your mind, you're like, hey, maybe one plate of food.
Yeah. But they didn't know.
But they were, And, well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that they didn't know. But I also know that they were making horrible, like, life health choices themselves.
Could be.
And that's where I look at my dad. And I'm like, I feel for him. In the sense of, and I'm sure your mom, you know, when the time came when all of a sudden your mom got sick, do you think she kind of regretted smoking those cigarettes?
Oh, no.
No?
Do it again.
No part of her was like, oh, if I hadn't done that, maybe I'd have more time.
She wouldn't have let it go. No. Hell no.
See, I always felt that about my dad. Like, does he regret not?
But that's the thing. She died in the most peaceful way because she was mischievous a little bit. And she got away with it. Like her last day on earth, she came back from the hospital. Her sister came over and make her sopa de pollo, which is chicken soup.
Mm-hmm.
She was singing, and the everyone in Mexico, most of the families have a maid. You know, it's culture. Mm-hmm. And she heard it singing. And I always wanted to know what song it was. I don't know, but she was singing, and then she was like, "Hey, don't you be eating my chicken soup."
To the maid.
She would laugh. They were always friends. And so I was like, and she took a nap. And she was cleaning. And all of a sudden, she just didn't wake up. That was it. She had a stroke.
Pretty peaceful.
It was very peaceful. It was like, damn, she got away with it. It wasn't, you know, it's just like very peaceful. And we were all like, wow, that God gave her that, you know, and that's crazy. But she got away with it. But yeah, she would have kept smoking. She loved candies and all that stuff.
See, I maybe the reason I have that mentality is because I look at it and go, like I've dealt with depression over the years to the point where like, and a lot of people have suicidal thoughts and things like that, and I struggle with that as a young kid. I went through middle school, high school, college was really rough for me in the sense of like I put on a good show and I look like this happy-go-lucky guy, but on the inside, it'd just be easier if I wasn't here.
Yeah.
It'd all just be easier if I wasn't here. And then I had a kid, and I was like, that's no longer an option.
Absolutely.
It was very interesting how instantly changed. That is no longer an option. You are not allowed to take yourself off the board.
You're responsible.
Now it's about, like you said, it's about them now.
Exactly.
And because of that, I have gotten into shape. Because of that, I eat better. Because of that, I've lost weight because I'm like, my dad died at 59. Fuck that. Yeah. I never knew my dad. Like you said, like getting to know, like as an adult, like really meeting them. Yeah. Never got to meet my dad. I was always a kid. Yeah. In his eyes and in mine too. Yeah. He died when I was 25.
Yeah.
Still a kid. I was a kid.
It was weird. My dad died. He's probably 80s. Drank a bottle of whiskey every day. He was an old wolf.
Jesus.
Got cancer twice. Survived. Had a stroke. Survived. Learned himself. He taught himself how to speak and write again. Survived. had twins when he was 70, another family.
This guy didn't stop.
No, he didn't. So I was like, dude, I hope I got some of those good genes. You know?
Yeah.
But that's crazy. And then he died out of a stroke. I didn't go to his funeral. My one brother only went. But by then he was completely
Why didn't
gone.
you go?
I don't know. I think for me, he already died a long time ago.
You were angry. You're angry? Or just you were done with it?
I was done with it. I think he was talking shit too, that I was a womanizer, but he lived in a completely different world, manipulating. He was just gone, dude. His head was gone. So from there, the last time I saw him, I think it was at my wedding. He was wearing his uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy to see him, but it was just weird. And he found himself a good woman. She's really nice. I have 3 stepbrothers. I don't know them. They're cool too. I hear they're doing well. My sister keeps track of them, but for me, he was gone. You know, I think it's too much weight to do with my mom.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. You were very protective of mom. Yeah, he wasn't.
I made the choice, I think, but from all of them, I'm the one that looks exactly like him, and I fucking hate that.
You look in the mirror and you see him.
I look in the mirror. I took like, that's dad. Like fuck. And you look at all my other siblings, and it's like they looked like mom, and I look like my dad. And so I imagine my mom, looking at me as like, it's a spitting image of the Riveros, the Manuel Riveros. My mom's name is Malvina, but which I made a song, which we haven't even fucking recorded, but it's a beautiful song. But yeah, it's happened to that. But I want to share with you this story where she passed away and we buried her, and then I had this anger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt I had no more connection to her. And I'm very logical. Back then I was way more logical, like numbers, Excel, I was a graphic designer, all this shit. I had a good job and everything. And I talked to a friend and I saw like the same thing like you, right? I'll never have a connection with her. She's gone. There's no interaction.
Yeah.
Dead. And I would be drinking coffee and I will look down at the coffee, and at the end of the coffee, like the grains, there'll be a heart. And I go like, oh, fuck this. No. I would be drinking beer at a bar in Claremont at the Blarney Stone, and serve me a beer, pour me a beer, take a chug, shooting the shit. I will look down, the phone will turn into a heart. Okay. I started taking pictures. Right.
Yeah.
I showed it to my wife. I said, yeah, it's a heart. I would be drinking coffee and a heart would appear. So it started appearing over and over. It's like, okay, there's 2 things I can choose here. Logically, it's just
foam.
Pretty dull.
It's just foam.
It's just foam. It's just foam. The other side is like, it's mom.
Yeah.
She's reaching out, man.
Yeah.
Which one do you choose? Like,
it's more fun to choose they're reaching out. Because I know, like, I talk to my dad still. I do. I'll just talk to him. I've had 2 conversations with him in dreams. Where they were just like, some weird dream, something's happening, and then all of a sudden there was one where we were in a place where I grew up, and there was like a big group of people mingling around. They were all like people from my childhood and stuff, and all of a sudden like I saw my dad through the people, and I kind of like walked through the people and went up and talked to him, and had in my mind what was like a 10-minute conversation. He told me he was proud of me. He told me he loved me.
No way.
Did
you know he was dead? Like, did you have that conscious? Like, oh wait, you're.
Oh yeah, I knew. In the dream, I was like, oh dad, yeah. Well, you're dead. And I think I knew I was dreaming, and I think it was just something where I could just be there with it and understand it, and like not freak out to the point like, oh, you're dreaming and you wake up, but like I was able to be in it, and. At the time, I was married to like my first wife, and I had stepkids, and I got to tell him about it, and he told me that he was proud. And I remember I woke up and I called my brother. I was like, "Dude, I just talked to Dad." He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Dude," and I told him the whole dream. He was like, "That's awesome." And so I look at things like that where like when I got my pilot's license, the first time I soloed the plane, you fly the pattern with your instructor, whatever, whenever they feel you're ready after like hours of instruction and whatever. He was like, we came in, he's like, yeah, let's do a full stop, go ahead and pull into the ramp here, blah blah blah. And he's like, all right, stop the plane. I was like, yeah. I was like, what? And he's like, I'm getting out, you're soloing, give me your ticket. He has to like sign a thing. And as we're sitting there, he's filling out this paperwork form, and the engine's still running. I'm sitting in the Cessna, and directly in front of me is a plane that was identical paint, same model, same everything to the plane my dad had when we were a kid. And I see those connections, and I'm like, oh, he's watching. He's here. and I choose, and I think it is a choice.
I agree.
I choose to be like, yeah,
Yes.
he's here. He's all around. He's here.
And that right there is very powerful. And I think me coming from that spiritual connection is like, that's a gift that God gives us, a choice. You can choose to be stoic and be like,
Right.
but it's not that it's not a lie because there's parallel universe, all this stuff, but choice is very powerful because if you choose that is your reality, that's that, it can become true. And I'm not talking about The Secret and all that shit, but
also, what's the downside?
Exactly.
Feel a little extra love and comfort
exactly
around
the energy that you're going to create is positive.
Yeah.
The energy that things you're going to do are creative. It's love. It's like, okay, it's fine. Just go with it instead of being this depressive and now reality sucks and let me smoke and
that's not possible. It's not real.
exactly. What are you going to get out of it? I'm going to end up like a dork playing Dungeons and Dragons. No, man, that's not what the dice say. I don't know. But
so you've touched on being like spiritual and Catholic and stuff. Like, when was that always a part of your life?
I've been, even though I am Catholic, but I am open to, and I've had so many other experiences within, like witch doctors, especially in Mexico.
Okay.
You don't.
Is that big in
around.
Mexico?
It's pretty big, yeah, but it's underground. I've had.
Now you sought those out?
So I was in Cabo. And there was this, I was in the gym. I was like 14, trying to impress some chick or something. And this Canadian lady, I think she was, came up to me and was like, hey, you speak really good English. Can you be a translator? Yeah, I'll pay you X amount of bucks to translate stuff. Sure. So I became her translator. It was one of my first jobs. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to buy some Game Boy games or some shit. And she was writing a book. And later I knew that she was a Reiki healer. She was a teacher. And it's like, okay, that's what's kind of my first steps. Like, I didn't even know that was. I'm in a little ranch in Mexico. What do I know? It started opening up. It's like, okay, the Reiki exists. Okay, this is how our energies. Oh, okay. And she was doing a book about witches and witch doctors in Mexico. Now in Cabo, you'll be familiar with Hotel California,
right?
From the Eagles, and it's not legitimately about that hotel, but it's related.
That's the one in.
There's a whole lawsuit, Todos Santos.
Todos Santos.
So Todos Santos, a pueblo mágico. It's a magic town.
It's like 45 minutes north of Cabo.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been.
Great
it's
surf.
Beautiful.
It's
Great surf.
Yeah.
Beautiful little place.
Beautiful little place, small town, but
my brother got married. You know where the Todos Santos surf colony is there with the huts and stuff. You know the giant mansion on the rock outcrop.
No shit.
My brother got married there.
I proposed to my wife there.
Oh,
on that beach.
That's a beautiful spot. I've been down there a couple times.
It's fucking magical.
Yeah.
Just magic happens.
Yeah.
Almost.
Even though I got really shitty weed from a bartender at that little resort, and I got high on the beach, and I freaked the fuck out because like my wife and I were there. My second wife and I were there, and we were the only ones at the entire resort. The little tiki where the palapas on the beach.
There was only one, like a little restaurant.
Yeah, the little restaurant by the pool, and that's it. Yeah. We're the only people at the entire resort. And there was a hurricane coming because we were in off season, so it was super cheap. Yeah. And we're in the very last palapa, 100 yards from the beach, and it's beautiful, and we are in paradise. And then I smoked the shittiest weed I've ever seen, and I'm just looking at my wife like, this is where they kill you. This is where you die. We're here. We're alone. You're a beautiful, big-breasted blonde woman. Like, you're a target. I can't save you. We're here. I don't have anything to save you. Like, I don't know. I'm like, because they tell you like, hey, don't leave the resort. Don't drive on the roads at night. Like, you should be back from here. If you're going to go to Cabo, you need to be back before sunset.
You don't fuck with it. Todos Santos, chill. Yeah, but you'll be okay.
Well, either way, they're telling us don't leave the resort.
Yeah, I would tell you the same.
And then also there was a security guy at the resort that was staying in like this in a RV trailer, like on the premises.
Yeah.
And he told us, he's like, hey, just so you know, they haven't paid me in 2 weeks. I'm quitting. So we were alone, literally alone at the resort. Nothing. Nobody there. Nobody's at the front desk at night.
Good times, man.
Yeah. And then I smoked shitty weed and I got paranoid. It was like, we're all gonna fucking die.
Well, there's a bunch of communities there, but
now,
no, back then still.
Yeah, I'm sure there was more, but now I know it's more built up. But it was an interesting time.
Weed over there is weird. I started playing in Cabo Wabo when I was Cabo Wabo. Look at my English accent. Cabo Wabo. That's my Mexican accent. When I was 13, 14, I played the bass. with a band, and they let me in because I always look older.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, I was like 18, 21, right? So I drank like motherfuckers, smoked, and I probably smoked weed 3 times in my life, really. That's it. And the first one was Beavis and Butthead. Just me and my buddy. Yeah.
Laughing your asses off.
I don't feel shit, man. Yeah. It's just making jokes. I'm like, how you doing, girl? That's it. That sounded very Beetlejuice. But the second, third time was just fucking around. But then I never got that addictive into it. You know, I'm interested in shrooms. Shrooms, I think they could be healing. There's a lot of science behind it. But for me, smoking, like, no, I drank a lot and smoked a lot. Like 2-3 packs cigarettes a day. Oof. The moment that my wife said that she said yes that we're gonna get married, I quit cold turkey. And
was that like she said you needed to, or you?
She's asthmatic and she has all this stuff. It's like, you got it, no more smoking. And I quit.
So she asked you to, is what I'm saying.
No.
Oh, but when you asked her to marry you and she said yes, you're like,
I was like, okay, I got to make life changes. And when my daughter was born too, I was like, okay, drinking, exercising, because I was really overweight. But those are my experiences in Todos Santos. Todos Santos is a very magical town. And I really recommend going there because there's so many layers. The secret, I think, scientifically is there's the mountain there, Picacho, is the highest peak in all Baja. And there's snow there. It's very small. I got lost there when we were kids too. when we graduated high school, all of our buddies took a trip over there, like 20 kids. One motherfucker said he knew the way. He didn't. He got us lost. So I remember we were just at the middle of the night walking, and I came out with, all right, man, this is just like D&D, man. It's just D&D. We're in the middle of the forest, and I started counting. All right, everyone's got a number. 1, 2, 3, so we don't get lost. Like, by 2-3 hours, I was like, 1, 2, shut the fuck up, dude. Just like there was a dude behind. He was a little fat kid, and gave him chocolate, dragging him Goonies and shit. Eventually found our way in, but that water goes down into the land, and Todos Santos is where that water goes. Yeah. So there's water flowing under it. Then water is very magical. There's something about it. So you'll be driving around the streets and you see water coming out. Oh, there's a broken pipe. It's like, no, there's no pipes here. That's natural water coming from the mountain. So I think those have some potential magical stuff or some energy,
whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
That's the first time also in Cabo I saw a UFO as well. If I get into it, I saw it's like, that's just not a plane. That's moving really weird, and it's in the mountain where there's water, and I saw one. It's like, oh shit, I got addicted to it. It's like, it's a very weird experience to see that. It's not a plane, it's not a helicopter. I know, it's like, okay.
But you saw it.
I saw it. I still to this day. Now there was no YouTube, no back then. The way it moved, the same way that I see some videos from Chile or Argentina or Europe, is like, yeah, that's exactly how it moved, and that was 30 years ago, and I'm seeing it now, and there's some connection. Anyway, but there's that movement there. So I took the Reiki healer.
Yeah. So you're doing the working with the Reiki healer.
She wanted to interview some witch doctors in Todos Santos. And do you know anyone? No, we're just going to go in and ask. So, okay. So I went there, and
is Todos Santos known for this?
Yes.
Okay.
And I go there. Hopefully I don't get in any trouble. Please. I'm just going to do it. Just I'm cool. So it is known. Yeah. Okay. Back then. But they don't want to be fucked with. They don't want people to know. They don't want kind of like, you know. So we go there, and I thought it was a bunch of bullshit. So I didn't have a car, so I asked my brother, my cousin to drive. He had a car, so he drove. And we get there, and I go down to Tortas and say, hey, man, this lady's looking for a healer. Oh, yeah. Which one? It's just like asking for a different, like, you want Maria? You know, this is like, yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, you go over here, turn around. There's a sleeping dog right there. Okay. So we went there, and she wasn't there. And we went through all different places. It was really common, but they didn't want to see her. So at the end, like we were going back, and there was 2 guys. He was singling us over. It was like, okay. And we went over and sat down. It was a very humble house, and there was a fogata and fire pit. Oh, okay. And they sat down and they were eating there. And then this lady came and was like, I know you were looking for me. I was like, yeah. I forgot her name. That was really weird.
That's all right.
They don't want to be found. They don't want to be found, and I don't think this is there. But she healed, and it starts translating all this stuff. It's like, this is BS. I mean, come on. I got so angry with her. You know, like, no, that's not in the Bible. Like, No, I was translating, but she was taking notes. I was like, okay. And she looked at me and she said, you got a very black cape behind you. You know, well, I'm a bad guy. I was like, no, she's just got a lot of burdens on you. I was like, okay. And then he looked at my cousin and talked and was like, and I remember she healed with a rock and she did all this kind of stuff. And I just felt like weird, you know? Mm-hmm. So on the way out, we stopped to go surf. I'm a horrible surfer. And then we're playing around and all of a sudden we're at the beach and she's just like, she was happy kind of like, and then all of a sudden she goes like, we got to
the lady that you were translating for. Yeah.
And then she was happy. She was like, and then all of a sudden she clicks and we got to get the fuck out of here. Why? We just need to get the fuck out of here. So we hopped on the car in Todos Santos, and you know how Todos Santos has like the beach, and then it has like the bushes and to get on the road.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So when we got in, there was clear road. We tried to get out, and everything was overgrown. We couldn't find the exit, and it's still daylight.
Yeah.
And my cousin is a rancher. Like he knows this way around. We couldn't find the exit. So we grabbed a machete, and I have to start whacking just to get out. We got out. It was a rented car. And the battery died. And I go, shit, it's a rented car. And then all of a sudden I got really sleepy. He's like, okay, I got to take a nap. And she was like, no, don't go to sleep. I'm really tired. Like, no, don't go to sleep. So car was not turning on. Lights were not on. Then we're in the middle of we got out. We're by the highway now. And like,
but even if you went to, by the time you went surfing, because that's down south a ways, you're out of Todos Santos, so you're down.
They're in Todos Santos, kind of like a little bit south by Cerritos. Where
Cerritos, yeah.
And around that area.
But that's still, 15 minutes from Todos Santos.
That's still Todos Santos considered.
Yeah. But it's 15 minutes from the town,
yes,
is what I'm
from
saying.
Downtown,
so like,
yeah, but all these houses that we were, it's on the you know, around it. And the car turned on. It's like, okay, great. So we got out, but the lights weren't turned on. The headlights, there was no lights. And we were just going really slow just to get out of Todos Santos.
Back towards Cabo.
Towards Cabo.
Which is, again, 45 minutes.
And she was just doing her thing. She was doing stuff. It's like, what the hell's going on? And a car races behind us and just parks behind us just like that and turns the lights on so he can guide us. It's like, okay. And then we cross a hill and the lights turned kind of like, started going back on. I was like, oh man, this bullshit. It looks like a movie. It's like, no. And then the blinker started working. Okay. Then the lights turn on. Okay. And then the car left. And then we got to Todos Santos and she said, okay, bye. We said bye to my cousin. And then we was like, yeah, we got attacked. It's like, really? Yeah, they don't want to be found. Just don't fuck around with that. It's like, okay, I will not ask or fuck around that. Years later, we went back. I was terrified. Terrified. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not.
What do you mean by attacked?
That's like what she said. Like they just scares us off, kind of like hazer or something, you know? Like, do they have a power all the way here? No, it's just in that bubble. Oh, okay. So years later, like a year or two, three, maybe three, we went back and found her, and she brought friends, and I translated again.
Okay.
To the same lady.
Yeah, the Reiki lady.
So, yeah, the Reiki lady came back, and we went to see that old lady again. She was not sure.
Same lady.
Same lady. We met her. And before I tell her, she knew. You got attacked, huh? I was like, yeah.
But so she didn't do it, but no, maybe the other ones.
Other people did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she goes, we protected you. You're going to be fine. Just don't mess around with it. You know, just you're asking for the wrong people. She did all their stuff. And this time around, I felt so motherly. There was a different feeling for me other than anger. Hey, it was more like I'm grateful. I want to hug you. You know, it was love. It was very nice. So it was very interesting how they did things there. And that's my Todos Santos story from that. So I don't fuck her. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna touch that. Yeah.
So to start with though, so when did Catholicism become a thing? Like you were raised religious, you were in the church?
Mexicans are pretty much Catholic.
Okay. But like they're Catholic, but like you're going to church every Sunday, you're praying over every meal, yes. Your mom's telling you that you're going to hell if you mess
Catholic,
around.
I bet old Catholic is very much guilt oriented for sure. Like you don't this, you go. I feel that still in Mexico it is. I feel like here in the States it's become much more aware of its times and much more loving and much more different. But for me, it's I don't know if it's the right way to say it, like a phone service to God. You know?
Okay,
love is love. You know, and being human is being human, and I feel that that's one way to translate what Jesus came and did. I do believe in Jesus as our Lord and Savior, but it's not just that. It's not a cop out. I believe in Jesus. I'm going to be saved. It's like no, you know. And when he was here with sinners. He was here with prostitutes and thieves and tax people. So there's more to it than just being, I'm good and I'm doing the right thing. No, it's do good, motherfucker. Be nice to other people. If you create, do it selflessly. Because even it doesn't matter if you go to church every day or pray. It's like if you're bad, if you do bad things and you're not, then
but you are a sinner.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And I don't think sin is because you're offended. It's because I feel that your energy is tainted. It's just you. I feel that we're here on earth to do good things for other people, but it's us as a transfusion to another dimension. If we call it heaven. I don't think heaven is it's going to be angels and playing. I had an experience similar to yours when, for me, my COVID, I had a hard time with all the rage that I had, and I went to a lot of workshops, a lot of stuff just to find something. So I paid a very, very expensive workshop, and I learned NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and I started learning that. She was like, "Okay, why am I here? I don't know, but I want to cope." So I learned, heart breathing, box breathing. I learned a bunch of other shit. And on my last meditation, similar to you, but it was a guided meditation and we're doing shit, but it wasn't to find somebody. Deep into the meditation, I saw my mom at the end of it was a 3, not a 3, like árbol, 3. And there was a light. And I felt that's my mom. So I walked towards her, and this is a meditation. Now, the meditation guy wasn't saying, "Oh, you'll find your mother." No, it was just like, it's calm, blah, blah, blah. And I saw her in the same thing. She told me she was proud of me. She grabbed me here. She was full of light. She grabbed me by the arm. We started walking. I was so fucking angry at her, but it was transfusion. There were no words. It was just emotions. Fucking angry. Why'd you do that? I'm sorry. And gave me back love. And I gave her motherfucker and love. And I felt so at peace. And she told me she was proud that I still need stuff to do, to be courage and push forward. And she let me go. By the time I woke up, I was Niagara Falls, man. It was all wet. It's very hard for me to cry. Not because I'm macho, it's because I can't. And I wanted to, but it just can't. It's very hard. And I felt so at peace. I could see her picture again. I could write music for her again. I felt like...
Without the anger.
Without the anger. It was just like that. It was completely gone. And I felt great. It felt peaceful. It feels like she's okay.
Yeah.
I saw her and there's life out there and you don't need to worry. So I was at peace with then. The next revelation I had was when I knew my daughter had heart surgery during COVID. And the devil appeared to me. I want to say that there was something, an evil entity appeared to me in a dream saying that I'm going to take your daughter away. And I thought it was the devil. I was walking by a beach like Cerritos, and then there was this dude like chilling, like, oh shit, that's the devil. I'm gonna walk by. And then, congratulations, you have a daughter. And I was like, how do you know? And I was so excited. Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna take her away from you. It was like, no, you're not.
Jesus.
No, you're not. Like, yeah. And I go, no, you're not. So I can't fight you. I go, but he can. So I started praying, and then a bubble came. And I remember that dream. He was trying to scratch us, just praying. So when I had the news, I was devastated that my daughter had heart surgery during COVID, and it was experimental. We don't know if it's going to work. Survival, all that shit. I was terrified.
Yeah.
That's scary as shit. My dad has Marfan, so she has a lot of challenges in her life. And my job is to make her courageous. And I didn't know how to do it. So the priest, our Catholic priest, he's fantastic, called me, and I was so full of that energy and so full of boxing didn't help, working out didn't help, meditation didn't help. I don't know what to do. I just talked to him on the phone, and he told me the devil's a liar. Anything he destroys, he will burn, and don't believe it. Don't carry that. That's not yours to carry. Just trust, have faith. And by praying, it's not praying saying words. I think it's praying some meditation for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it went away. And I find that connection to that stream, that consciousness. I believe there's collective consciousness.
Yeah.
And I prayed, and that connected me, and it went away. And I have faith. And thank God, she was successful. She's alive. She has her big scar, but that's your battle scar, daughter. You can do it. And she has scoliosis, so she has challenges. But be proud. Wear your armor. You're gonna be okay. And the hardest thing, I guess, as a parent is like, it's hard for me to think that my daughter can die. That I don't see how parents can do that.
I think about that, and I look around, and I remember when she was born, and all of a sudden this world that you live in every day and don't even think twice about, and all of a sudden you have a baby, and then they start like crawling and walking, and everywhere you look is death.
Yes.
Like, oh, that's a sharp corner. Look at this rusty metal thing. What is this doing here? Da, da, da. And then every new skill they acquire is a new way to kill themselves.
Exactly.
Oh, they can grab things off the counter to put them in their mouths and die. They can climb a thing and fall and kill. You know, that is one. Like, I have to remind myself that like we have been surviving for hundreds of thousands of years, like as people, and yes, children die. The likelihood is very small because if I really start thinking about it, I feel it close in around me.
Yep.
And part of me is like, how did my parents let me do anything?
But see, they had way more kids.
That's true. I mean, my mom had 3. Yeah, like and by the time they got to me, they were like, he'll be fine.
And I think if you go even like civilization 3,000 years ago, it was like they lived
pumping out kids.
30 out. You got to pump out kids.
Yeah, because 30% of them are going to die or something.
Exactly. So for them, it was just like nature. Like nature throws out tons of seeds and whatever makes it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think nature mimics a lot of things on our creations. You see, like when we have sex, you know, 1,000 sperms, and only one makes it,
right?
You know, and that's the special one. But in us, it's like, we're so narrowed down into we have one kid.
We have one kid
or two.
And
it's the world.
That's terrifying.
It is very terrifying. And when does it come a point where and this is a question as where it's selfish of me to say like I don't want to take away and you overprotect, you know, but then you make them weaker because they don't cope.
That's the downside. You don't want them to feel any pain or be hurt in any way whatsoever. But then they learn nothing.
Exactly. It's through pain. Me, I guess, when I grew up, it was through pain. Being the challenge, and that's when I grew. Challenges made me
we learn from the losses, not the wins. You don't learn much from when you win the game.
But then you think about like us purpose as human beings, just biological creatures. What is our purpose? Really as programs, maybe in this matrix, or if you want whatever you want to look at it, is we're procreating, you know, we're creating life, and that's our main purpose. And then if we lose that purpose, and that's our daughter, that's our kid, that's our son, and
my recent theory on consciousness and humanity and us as a species is we are software. We are software running in a piece of hardware, right? And just like a computer, it needs updates because now we can write better software.
Yes.
I look at us in consciousness as the original AI. Where like a dog, I don't believe people are like, no, dogs have feel. Yeah, okay. A dog has an awareness of, an instinctual awareness of bears are bad. If that person hit me, fuck that person. Mm-hmm. But a dog never goes, but what kind of dog am I?
Yeah,
you know, like, but like, am I a good golden retriever? You know. Yeah. Am I, no, but we do. We have the awareness of like, am I, and I'm not saying like, I look at some people, I'm like, are you fucking online? Are you connected? Yeah. Because like, do you have any awareness or do you just go through life reacting to everything? And when it happens, you're like, that was exactly what I should have done. Yeah. That, you know, like somebody said something the other day. They were like, what was it? They said something like, oh, I get anxious or I get anxiety about things. And he's like, and it's usually something either I can't control in the future or something that I said to somebody when I was 10 that I can never forget. Yeah. Like some dumb thing that like I felt like an idiot when I was 10 and that's never left me.
It's funny how that defines you.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about software and then talking about dogs, how they can't give meaning to things.
Right.
You know, and I think that's very unique to humans that we are able to give meaning to things.
Yeah.
And purpose to things. There's a meaning and purpose, you know, and that's very powerful when you rewrite, and it's so easy to do it. It's like a click, but you just have to, like walking through fire, for example, you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Like being a pilot, like flying the air in an apparatus and just glide there.
And understanding the physics of it. The bird does not know why he can fly.
Exactly.
He does not know that the air moving over the top of his wing is moving faster than the bottom, which creates low pressure and high pressure on the bottom, which creates lift and blah, blah. Like, doesn't know it. He just, mom nudged him out of the the nest,
Fly.
and he flapped open, and he figured it out.
Yeah.
So, but my thought with the software thing is like, I look at my daughter, and I look kind of like you said, like we're in the middle now. Like we had our parents, us, now we have kids. I look at my daughter, and I look at my parents and go, they did the best they had with what they knew, right, with us.
Yeah.
And I can look at that and point at fault after fault and fuck up after fuck up and how they parented us while also feeling totally loved and supported and cared for. And I can look at my daughter and I see many times then where I've already fucked up and she's only 5. Like things I should have had more patience. I should have let her explain herself. I should have just da-da-da-da. Which are probably things that my parents were not even thinking about necessarily as much. And I've had the conversation with my mom in the sense of like, she'll tell me things about parenting, like, well, you should probably, and I'm like, just so you know, we know so much more than you guys knew about children and development and brains. And most of your parenting is null and void. Like most of it. Love, that 100%, but your parenting, we know better than to just like children should be seen and not heard. Da, da, da. Like there's just things that we know now about the brain and how development and stuff like that. And I look at my kid and go, okay, my parents taught me the little bit of awareness they knew when they did. And I look at them and like they were the first generation because like psychology, the things we know about the brain development, stuff like that, that didn't exist till the 70s. So my parents just barely, they were already adults when that came online of like emotions, depression, anxiety, da-da-da. Like all that intelligence hit them when they were already 30 or whatever, or almost 30. Then I look at me and I'm like, well, I didn't get turned on until I was like, in my mind, like really consciousness and like my own awareness and the things I learned from therapy and books and things like that, till I was in my late 20s, early 30s. And now I look at my kid and I'm like, okay, this is what consciousness is. Consciousness is I'm version 2000.1 and my parents were version 2000.0. And my daughter's going to get the upgrade. She's going to be 2000.2. And my job is to teach her, and this is how the mentality I have. My job is to teach her all the emotional intelligence that I have now as soon as fucking possible. Because if I can give her those skills that I feel like I'm just acquiring or have acquired in the past 10 years, if I can get her to understand those and understand, like you said, of like, I'm feeling anger. I'm not angry. I'm feeling anger. Anger is a thing that I'm experiencing as this being.
Yeah.
And if I can take a step back and go, fuck, I'm angry. I'm fucking angry. I'm feeling the anger, but I don't have to act on it. I can observe it. I can acknowledge it. I can fucking express it by screaming to the universe, by punching a pillow, by fucking running 5 miles. I can express this anger and get this frustration out. That is possible, but I am not it, and it is not me. It
doesn't define me.
It doesn't define me.
Yeah.
If I can teach her how to deal with that and have that emotional intelligence at age fucking 5,
that's huge.
How much farther will she? And that's why I look at society. I'm like, hey, everybody, stop fucking up. Teach the kids. Teach the kids the emotion. And I look at my parents' generation where their parents were like little boys. Fucking suck it up.
Yeah.
Rub some dirt on it. Get up. Stop crying. Because they came. I look at my parents. I'm like, their parents grew up as children in the Depression.
Yeah.
Their parents were like,
rough. Like
you were saying, like, 3 of your siblings died. Okay, you're lucky to like just eat, shut up, work the farm, do the thing. We're lucky to like children with ideas and like. And I look at my kid and I'm like, and now we know this. A child feels everything that we feel. They are a fully functional, conscious human being that feel all the feels
and much stronger.
Probably because they're so just unregulated. There's such a raw nerve to it. And back then it was just, be seen and not heard, shut the fuck up, like suck it up, pain, push it down, emotions, push them down, never show your feelings, never talk about it. And I'm like, I'm surprised my parents aren't crazier.
And the generation that we have right now of kids, Generation Z, I think they're they're different than the generation millennials. Yeah. I think I find them more spiritual, more in tune with their emotions.
Yeah. Hyper in tune.
what's the word? They're more not responsible, but more kind. There's a little bit more kindness to it.
Yeah.
You know,
my fear is that they're
generations.
also the same ones that are very quick to cut other people. It seems, and from the news and whatever, where it's like we are these things. I identify and if you don't immediately respect, like you're fucking fuck you, you're canceled, you're done, you're da. And I wonder, is this like some version of the pendulum swinging or whatever? Because I agree, they have more awareness, they seem to have more emotional intelligence, while also, and maybe this is because they're just so young, and maybe when they're 30, it'll be interesting, and they'll not calm down. That's the wrong word, but like also like have all that raw awareness and emotion and the nerve and be that raw, you know. But also take a step back and realize nobody's perfect.
No.
And lead with kindness and not draw a line in the sand. And you're either 100% the, you know, I don't want to use, but like woke or whatever you want to say, but like you're either 100% open to everything and da, or you're the devil, you're evil, and you're a horrible piece of shit. And that's like, no. Because guess what? Your grandparents, they can't flip a switch. That hardware can't take the software update.
That was necessary for the time that it wasn't. It was something I wanted to kind of pivot with you is for that time, kindness might not have defeated World War II. And
definitely would not have. We needed hard people.
Hitler, let's have a conversation here.
Like, hey Hitler.
Man, like, stop.
Yeah, come on, man.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
That's not going to stop. So it was necessary doing that circle. But I feel that humanity and humans is seasonal, just like the earth breathes.
Yeah.
And our season, there were civilizations that were at the level of intellectual, not technology, but intellectual level that we're at right now.
Multiple times.
And then boom.
Right.
And then you have to reborn again, and then boom. And it's cyclical. So what we're experiencing right now is not new. And it's going to happen. And some parties are going to win, and then they're going to become the authority, and then they're going to lose, and the counterculture is going to come back, and we're just spectators there. And it's just it's kind of like the climate versus the weather, you know. It's San Diego sunny, then why is it raining? It's because
it's today, man.
It's today, man.
Because guess what? Tomorrow's going to be gorgeous. Yeah, it really is. So it's
But it's now the meaning that we give us is that we're just passersby, man. We're just enjoying, but as long as you do kind, because in my line of work, I work with all kinds of people, very conservative, extreme conservative, very religious, very Catholic or Christian, and great. And all of a sudden, I'm talking to people who are either considered sinners or whatever. I don't like labeling. We're all humans,
right? And
I can meet with everyone, and those two polars will not meet. But it's fascinating to me to be having a conversation with them as humans.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what I'll treat you the same. You might be backstabber, horrible human, but you got to have some history. Like I work with corporate people who are just horrible human beings, but they have some humanity in you.
Yeah.
I've seen some sparks.
Yeah. The worst people on the planet love their grandma.
Exactly.
You know, they rescued a kitten that was homeless, and then they murder people, but they still were sweet to that cat.
Yeah. And isn't it funny that
we have the capacity is really the point that I was.
And you could have this horrible person. Let's say you meet this horrible person, and it's established he's bad. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
But one act of kindness, like he's redeemable. You know, he's good. Think of like Darth Vader. You know, like okay, he killed all those kids, but then at the end, it's like he's Luke Skywalker's father. He redeems him. So it's like, no, dude, you kill a fuck.
Yeah, he's a horrible piece of shit. Yeah.
With that perception. And then the other side, you will have this person who's loving father, community, and does great. He's a really good guy. And also one fuck up. Complete. So those polar, it's fascinating that human behavior, how perception and meaning that we have.
I don't know when it happened, but I adopted a philosophy with people. And I think it was somewhere in... Actually, I do know. Now that I think about it, I do know exactly when it happened. My girlfriend in high school was not nice in the end. Mm-hmm. And I remember she cheated on me, and it was this moment where it was when I learned that, no matter what you do, you cannot control other people. Not that and that makes it sound like I wasn't trying to control it, but like in the sense of like, I was loving, I was supportive, I was kind. But it doesn't matter what your behavior is. You cannot control another person's behavior.
When you did those things, and now I'm thinking like in a transactional way, if I'm kind, if I love you, I want this in return.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah. And it wasn't that I never got that, while at the same time, she cheated on me and she was dishonest a number of times. And I remember from that point on, I was like, okay, that's what I learned. You cannot control other people. Therefore, I kind of flipped to this mentality of, I will give anybody the benefit of the doubt up front. I will lead, and back then I wasn't probably wording it like this, but now I look at it, I'm like, I will lead with love and trust, because fucking why not? But I also know that I will be abused and hurt not more often, but I will be subject, how do I say this? I will be more vulnerable to being abused and hurt, because I will give you all the benefit of the doubt. And over my lifetime, I have been abused and hurt a lot. But I also think I have made connections with people more I want to say like more than others. I don't know how to compare it, nor should I. But I just look at it and go, yes, was I treated like shit by a number of people? Did people take advantage of my kindness a number of times?
Yes.
Yes. Did I also have beautiful moments and interactions and relationships with people because I led with kindness? And I think some of them are with people that they didn't get that from other people. I remember, like, even as a young, like high school, middle school, I remember like, I was friends with kids that were considered cool, but we had a friendship that wasn't like we're hanging out. Like, I didn't go to parties and stuff, and I lived in a small town or whatever, but like I had relationships with guys, friendships that like when they weren't around all the cool kids, this is a guy that would cry to me. He would talk to me about something and be tearing up because of something at home or something with his girlfriend or whatever, when nobody saw that guy cry. Nobody saw that guy be vulnerable. But I always felt like there was a thing where I could look at him and be like, it's fucking me, man. Like, put your cool shit away. Like, I don't know, out of this cool shit, I don't, go fuck yourself. Like, come on, you're you. I know you. You're you. Talk to me. And they would. But then you get around all the people and they're back to, they put the mask back on.
Exactly. All of people have these masks, but that they're necessary to operate. You know,
I've been wearing one most of my life.
You're wearing one in business and meetings. You're wearing one in when you order shit, or you're in the Trader Joe's and you see someone like the politeness.
Yeah. Hello. No, you go first.
But where is it when you have that authentic mask? And it's kind of like the rock and roll stars. You know, like you see Alice Cooper. Or you would see the guy from Slayer, you know, motherfucker. All of a sudden, they're just the nicest guy, man. Like Marilyn Manson, you know. It's like, yeah, man, we're really cool. It's like, it's a persona that you put. Yeah. But how much of that persona is yours? You know, how much is that out there? And I feel that I'm not against masks. They're necessary. It's when you use them correctly and for the purpose.
Yeah.
You know, it's 'cause,
and it's the kind of thing where, like, I know being a comic for the past 10 years, I think my mask has gotten very thin because I'm trying to put an authentic version of myself. It is a performance version of myself on stage, but I think I'm some of my most authentic on stage. And because that's my domain, like this is my stage. Yeah. You're here, I'm going to talk.
That's funny you say that, yeah.
And meanwhile, you know what's funny about that is I do have some jokes that I tell, and part of me's like, that one's for the joke. That one's not really how you feel, maybe, or something. But so, and I battle with that because I'm like, but it's a good fucking joke. Yeah, but 200 people lose their shit when I say it. Yeah. That's pretty good. Then I started working. I remember when I started doing all the commercial work, I'd be in a writing room at this, like, you know, at a
agency,
marketing agency, and I'm sitting at a table with, you know, 5 other writers, some creative people, some account managers, and it's, you know, men, women of all different ages. And I catch myself being like, you're not in a room with comedians. You need to put your professional mask on.
Are you the oldest there?
No, not necessarily. Okay. But I'm not, like, there's something about being around comedians, like when you're used to, especially when you start, like you're hanging out with people that become some of your closest friends ever. It is very safe when you are with them because you are all trying to be funny and be creative, and you are willing to say things around and to each other that is very, and you will say some very outlandish, very horrible, very offensive, especially with each other. Yeah. Because you are safe and you know that, like, I'm going to get this guy to laugh. Like you are in this whatever. And then you're sitting at a marketing firm at a boardroom table. And all of a sudden something comes out of my mouth and I'm like, you are not surrounded by comedians. These people, there's an HR department. Two rooms over.
What is the return of investment on that joke that you just said?
Yeah. What's the ROI on that joke? Did you need to make that joke in this room? Because but also I'm like, I remember telling myself, I'm like, there's two sides to it. I'm here because I'm a comedian. That's why they hired me to be here in this room. I am the comedian. And also, I'm hired, but I don't work here. I don't fucking work here. Your boss is not my boss. Your HR, I couldn't give a shit.
Such a fine line between creativity and business, when you're mixing like music or art or filmmaking or whatever.
Yeah.
Because one is, it's a job. You're a tool.
Yeah. You are.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to write you a joke that's going to make you laugh 7.5 seconds. And
there you go. Yeah.
And that'll be X amount of money. Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You fucking hate it. But some people will call it, the sellout, man. No. It's just the difference. Or a graphic designer who does beautiful work and and then they get offended when they don't like your work. It's like, that's the fine line between those two.
Yeah. They're looking for something very specific.
Yeah.
And you have a skill set that could provide it. And just because, it's annoying, and I know this because I have a number of friends at work and they're are writers for commercials and other things, and it's like, you get a client that's like, oh, we love your work, we want your work for this, we want your style for this, and kind of like I told you about that other brand, and they're like, that's what we want, and then you deliver it, and they're like, we can't use it, it's a little much, and it's like, I gave you exactly what you asked for.
Yeah. I want to pivot into like how I met you, where since I was a kid, because of TV, I love commercials. Mm-hmm. Always love commercials, but I love the ones from Ad Age or love the ones from Super Bowls. It's like, those are funny, man. It's a fucking creative commercial, all this shit. Then Speed Up, Dollar Shave Club came on. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. And then in my head, I'm a marketer. In the past life corporate, I was in the marketing department. And when I saw yours, like, that shit's funny. Yes, that's a good commercial. I love that. Who the fuck is that guy? He gets it. That's funny, man. Let me buy one of those subs. So I buy the subs, like, smells good. It's
pretty good shit.
Yeah, pretty good shit.
Pretty good shit.
So pass on. That's why I have an agency. We make mini ads and other shit too. But then we went to film that thing at the comedy club. And I was just filming that, and I was like, wait, what? Oh, shit. So
you were like set up in the booth, right in the back corner, and I was like walked up and stood next to you. And I asked you something. I was
you asked about my camera. Like,
oh, that's right.
And we're talking about the camera. It's like, is that Dr. Squash? So me being dork is like, I got I met stars. Like, I was a butler in a past life, and I butlered for Michael J. Fox. I butlered for.
What do you mean butlered?
I was a butler.
Like in their home?
At a hotel in Palmilla.
Oh, okay.
And the one and only. I met a bunch of the guy from Linkin Park and what's that guy from the radio? Big tall dude. Forgot his name.
Howard Stern?
Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those dudes. So.
You said Michael J. Fox?
Yeah.
They had me at him. Sure. Was he nice? He seems like he'd be nice.
He's super nice. I made a cardinal mistake. I almost got fired.
You made a what?
You're never supposed to engage with them. So as a butler, we got trained to be
seen and not heard.
Exactly. You're like this, and you always salute like this, and you make money, dude. My gig there, I butler for this couple that were retired. I got $5,000 cash tip. The king hand's like, oh shit,
for like a couple, like 1 day or 2 days.
1 day of work.
And now, when you say butler, are you literally like just standing at the door inside the hotel room, just waiting for them to need
sun? like this.
Like,
And I
wait,
have
what do you mean in the sun?
It's Palmilla. It's in Cabo and San Jose.
Yeah.
It's a whole ranch. It's a beautiful high-end hotel. It's $5,000 a night to $10,000 a night. It got famous because John Travolta celebrated his 50th anniversary there, 50th birthday. So Brad Pitt also got big. Working there gives you like props, man. You get hired in any hotel.
Gotcha.
So I worked there as a butler. And you're in a uniform that looks like a mariachi dude, and you're sitting like this all day,
Like standing right outside the door, kind of
standing outside several doors, like hacienda, right? And you're supposed to, when people come out, you got to tell the GM what they're wearing, where they're going, and what's their itinerary. You got to know by heart. And then you go in and you have to tidy things up. The weirdest shit is putting sex toys around. They will ask, "Hey, I'm coming back. I need this." Like,
and they just tell you.
They just tell you, and I need it like.
Listen, I need the butt plugs on the nightstand on the left.
It needs to be here.
I need the lube. On the nightstand on the right.
Yeah, shit. I'm not gonna work with them anymore ever. But it was great. I got fired anyway. So one day I moved to a special section, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, oh shit, that's Michael J. Fox. It looked like a kid. He was with his kids. It looked like a kid. It's really, really short. It's like, oh my God, that's McFly.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't say McFly, dude. It's like, and all of a sudden, Jennifer Aniston walks by. Super amazing person. Just glows. And she's like making fun of me. I was like, and I butler for her. I don't talk to them. You can't. So
literally just nodding is your full interaction.
Thing that you do. Like
it's like a salute, a sign of respect. I'm here.
And you go in and do you need anything else? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was tasked with taking his clothes, his iron clothes. So I walked in, knocked the door. He opens up and says, "Come in." I'm alone in the room with Michael J. Fox. I gotta say something. I said, "No, you can't." What would you like to your clothes, sir? Right there is fine. And he asked Parker, so he's like, "Oh my God, he had to take his medicine, And I put it. Would that be fine?" It's like, and I want to stay there and say something. It's like, thanks so much. Then as I'm walking out, I look back. It's like, I say the dumbest shit.
The fuck did you say?
Nothing bad. It's like, I really appreciate your work. Some shit like that.
Hey, that's a bad.
And he goes like, and I walked out. They moved me immediately. I think he might have said something, or because he doesn't want to be bothered. But it was the most endearing thing. Him reading his book in like a little park right there, and the book's just moving like this, dude. And then this kid's around. Is like, oh fuck, he was my childhood hero.
Yeah,
he was fucking McFly. But going forward, to meeting people that you admire, like all this stuff. It's like, your stuff was great. It's like, is he the real deal? It's like, okay, he's a celebrity. Never meet your heroes. Like,
loosely.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I see you on stage, and you say like, yeah, he's legit. That shit's funny. Because some people you're like, giggle, But when you took those jokes and I have them recorded, I was like, that shit's funny. And I showed it to my wife. Like, it takes teamwork. Remember that joke?
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious. And okay, this is good shit. But meeting, I think kindred spirits and creating art and creating good things.
Yeah.
It sparks. When I'm playing, music, there's a certain note that I hit, and you're in the phone. You know how you're on stage and you own the play. You're in the flow?
You're in it. Yeah.
There's a certain point in the flow that I sing or play, and I hear my mom, and it's a certain note, it's a chord, something like, and I go, that's the note my mom hit, and it sounds just like my mom, and it's gone. But some certain moments I feel it, like, oh shit, it's singing. It could be a mariachi song. It could be like, sorry, there's like, that's my mom, and maybe it's a D sharp something, but it's my mom. Like, wow.
Which means somewhere in there, way back when, your mom's saying something,
and it
locked it in.
Yeah. Or I could be in something creative, like I'm filming, I'm doing something, and then this is her fucking influence. This is where it came from.
It's definitely,
yeah. So it comes in this creative aspect, because she got me into a lot of. Her musical influence was huge. She sang all the time, so musical influence from my brother and her, it's huge, and from friends, huge. Like I do a lot of like folklore, Latin American folklore. All this stuff, and then with my buddies, I'm a metalhead. I grew up with like Slayer, Cannibal Corpse, and then Megadeth, and then Green Day, and then pop, and then I have a huge repertoire of music, but within all that, there's always that thing that's like, it's mom right here. Not a lot of dad. Dad is more logic. Maybe
Well,
leadership.
Dad wasn't around. I mean, your mom was a much bigger
leadership,
part, but yeah.
But on those chords or where I'm creating something, it's like she pops in, and it's like, okay, she's still around. There's still, or I'm talking to my
The
daughter.
influences are.
Or I'm teaching something with my daughter. Like we play video games together. We're not sports people at all, or we go on a walk and I'm talking to my daughter and like, and there's some things she does and it's like, I don't need to teach her. The genes are right there. She's doing shit that my mom would do, and she has that charisma of gathering people. And it's like, it's there. My mom's there.
Yeah.
And I don't need to create that line. It's just there. It's just Siemens. Just enjoy it and trust yourself in the moment when you're going to do things, that just take the courage. And that's why I created that company of courage. And it was like, if you have the courage, you'll find that treasure there where you'll be playing in front of inmates in federal prison, or you'll be creating movies and supporting your friends and their careers, and all of a sudden they take you for the ride. And I was a DP and it's like, oh shit, it was a good thing. Or we take the courage to open a company and in the middle of COVID and we can do it, and like it's working. We're helping people, and by them you procreate, you make the world a better place. And help out people and find your flow. There is that one thing that I do admire about you guys. I was telling Jerwan too, and with you, is the domination and that security you have on stage. It's my stage. I'm reading people. That is fascinating to me, to be able to read, and because with my creative outlet, I can't have this interaction with the crowd or with you or with a crowd.
Well, that's good. Well, you're playing music, so they usually cheer at the end.
Yes, but I don't talk. It's so hard for me to. I can sing, but I don't talk. Like my Odell or Josie, these guys are fucking hilarious, and people love them because they will play, they will sing, and then they talk and they banter. They go, they shoot the shit, and hey, they will go with a crowd, and girls will just throw at them, and people. Me, I'm in the back, bass player. I would sing. I sing decently, good enough, but rarely do people approach me, or rarely the people. And the guy says like, oh man, you got to go in there with the fans and talk. It's like, I don't want to. I don't, and people go, hey man, what kind of bass are you using? It's like, I don't
it's some
give
technical.
a shit.
Yeah, but they do though. But and that's their version of.
But it's so hard for me to have that public speaking. It's not public speaking. It's just talking.
I think comedians are good enough. Like we're good at it to the standpoint of we look like we're just up there talking. The good ones look like they're up there just, having thoughts and saying them out loud. And at the same time, I bet most comedians, and I know I feel this way, like when I get off stage, I did my thing. That's how I feel. I did my thing up there. If you love that, good. Talk about it on the way to the car. Talk about it on the drive home. If you guys stop for food, somebody say the punchline to one of the things again, or talk, like, awesome. I hate mingling after. And it's a necessary thing, and it has nothing to do with the people themselves. Yeah. I'm not above it. It's just the thing of like I did my thing. That's where the performance is. Now I'm performing, but it's different because I'm performing because I'm putting this mask on of a smile and a thing because I hope that you liked it and you want a photo, and that's awesome. And I'll take photos and I'll shake hands and I'll do it all because one, I hope you follow my Instagram because now I need that and I need you to like my stuff, and hopefully you tell a friend and you post it and some friend sees it and says, oh, I saw his commercial. That guy's a comic. Cool. I should follow him too. And it helps grow the brand and the thing and all this stuff. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to be here for this. Like,
is it because
it's fucking exhausting. First of all, it's exhausting to perform.
Yeah. Yes.
Let alone get off stage and then perform. Like I definitely have like I look like I'm this jovial extrovert.
Yes, I agree.
I can be the life of the party, and I have for most of my life, but until I became a comedian. I have childhood friends that I was always the funny kid doing the funny thing, going too far, being inappropriate, whatever it was. And then I started doing comedy. And I literally went back and was like visiting childhood friends of mine. Guys, I love these guys to death. Known them since I was in diapers. And one of them reached out to my brother and was like, hey, like, what's wrong with James? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know. He was down. He was visiting. Like, we hung out. Like, he was like fine. But like I thought he's like a comic now. Like, he wasn't funny anymore. And my brother, I talked to him about it. And then I actually talked to that friend because we were, I mean, I felt totally comfortable being, I was like, hey, you got to realize, man, like, I do this for a living now. I perform for hundreds of people every night. I don't have to perform for you assholes anymore. Like when I was a kid.
But why did you perform? Was it a form of human
Because I had the only value I thought I had. It was insecurity. The only value I thought I brought to the table amongst my friends when I was a kid was being funny. Wow. Yep. And it was I was self-deprecating. I was a fat kid. I could joke about it. I would shit on myself, like not physically, but like I would, like I said, self-deprecating humor and stuff. And I would just do things and be outrageous and be inappropriate and stuff that usually got girls to laugh. We get, strangers to laugh. I was the kid that like I could walk up to a group of strangers somewhere and have them laughing in a matter of seconds over something.
Right.
And I did that. Because I wasn't super handsome. I wasn't super athletic. I didn't think I brought anything to the table besides being the funny guy.
So the comedy and the funny guy starts defining you, who you are as a human. And if we're software, what happens if they take away that software? Who do you?
Well, what's funny is as soon as I start doing it on stage and realizing like I'm really good at this, like I'm good at this, I can entertain the shit out of hundreds of people for 30 minutes, for an hour, for 5 minutes, whatever it is. I didn't feel the need to do it off stage. And all of a sudden when I was around my friends and stuff,
this neutral person,
I could just be me. And what I realized is like my whole life leading up to this, I started comedy when I was 30, and now, and I've said this before, but like I felt like I was on stage waiting for the light the whole time. I was always performing.
That's exhausting.
Always. It's fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
And now, and the reason why I got into all this is like, then this is something like my second wife was really aware of and really supportive and amazing, is that she knew, and I could say to her, if we'd be in a social setting, and I still run into this, I deal with it all the time. I hit a peak. I hit a max level of stimulus. And this is like, a whole group of us are going to go to dinner. Cool. We go out. Oh, we're going to grab a drink first. Awesome. We're going to go to, we'll go to this restaurant. There's a bar next door. We're going to go there. It's a Friday night. Things are crazy. Oh, who wants a drink? Da 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 da. Cool. Da da. Okay. Yeah. And they're all talking and everything's da 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 da. And all of a sudden I just hit a level. I just hit a peak where like I am overstimulated. It's too loud. It's too much. It's too many people. And for me, I think it also comes down to, and this comes into my ability to read the room when I'm on stage, is that my whole life I was the youngest kid. I was reading the emotions and I'm feeling responsible for the well-being of all the people. And now I'm in a bar surrounded by mostly strangers, still feeling the vibe of these people. Like I went to a show the other night with friends. It was this awesome thing. I can't remember if I talked to you about it. It was called The Empire Strips Back, and it's like a parody strip burlesque show.
Oh, I've seen the ads.
Buddy, it's so good. It's really funny, really sexy. It's like, it's the whole package. It was so fun. There was one guy, there was a row of women. I was there with a few friends. There was a row of women in front of us that had gone together, and there was like some empty seats next to them. And some guy that was seated somewhere else came over and sat there. And he kept kind of trying to like talk to the girls. And he as soon as he showed up, his energy was fucking with me. He had this energy that made me feel protective of the women in front of us, because he kept like, I watched him he like reached over and tapped her and was trying to talk to her. And I think that was his goal initially. And you could tell he'd been drinking, and everyone had, like, they were serving drinks or whatever. That's fine. But like, as soon as he showed up, I was so distracted by his energy. And he was literally one row in front of me, 6 seats over. And from that far away, I was like, he was part of my bandwidth now.
Right.
I'm watching a show.
and-
I'm with my friends. How's my friend doing? I'm sitting next to. Is she okay? She's good. Cool. We're all having fun. Cool. What's that guy doing? Okay. The show's great. Show's great. Is that guy still fucking okay? Like, and that's one guy. You put me in a room at a bar or whatever. I just hit this thing, and I could turn to my wife, and I could just look at her and go, I need to take a lap, and I just need to walk outside, and I would just go walk for 10 minutes. With nobody, and just take a lap around the parking lot, around the building, go down the street, walk down, walk back.
Yeah.
And I literally had to reset and just let the fucking levels drop. And I catch that. And that's my problem is like after the show, on stage, don't feel it at all. I'm in it. I'm laughing. As long as you're laughing, we're in it. I'm telling jokes. There's a goal here. I can do this thing. Standing at the front door or whatever, when 150 people are filing out and they're all like, oh, that's great. Oh, you're having the same, you're having the same 8-second conversation with all of them. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I want to pivot.
Pivot, buddy. Pivot. There's no wrong.
Where you said you're very sensitive to energy and energy. Dorky question.
No.
Are you susceptible to like, have you seen shit moved or ghost or no, nothing like that?
I don't think so.
I always wonder, people who are very susceptible to energies might have that. More susceptibility to the paranormal or stuff like that.
I don't know. I've never had any type of paranormal, while at the same time I'm also a person that does not want to have that. I think I'm a 41-year-old man that's afraid of the dark. There are times, like I said, I'm in Mexico and I'm on the beach at the most beautiful place.
Dude. You're
it is and it's not though.
You're gonna get bugged and
it is and it's not, because it's the fear of I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's around us. And again, the sun is setting and we're in a palapa with no actual windows. Yeah. A cat, and actually, I freaked the shit out of me.
Out of a cat.
There was a storm that went through while we were there. Was a hurricane that went by offshore.
Good times.
And it was kind of like, now looking back, it was like, what an adventure. Yeah. But there was a cat on the premises that would follow us from where we were, because you had to go from, we were like probably 200 yards up to the main resort area where the pool was in the bar and stuff. And this cat would just like walk with us. Every time we were going one way or the other, the cat would be there and walk with us. In the middle of the night while the storm was going on, when we're the only people at the resort, there's lightning, there's rain, and part of me is loving it because you can hear the rain rustle through the palapa leaves and stuff. And in the middle of the night, and again, your window is two like shutters that are made of sticks that are woven, and there's no glass. There's a fan. There's a net if you wanted the net over the bed. If there were bugs, there weren't. But middle of the night, lightning crashing. I hear something. Fucking. I wake up. It's just me and my wife. Yeah. I hear it on the wall. And it's small. The palapa's smaller than this room around. Like it fits a bed and a mini fridge. That's all that's in the room. And again, wooden poles covered with palm fronds. That's full construction of this thing, but on a concrete slab. Windows over here to my right. I see flashes of light from lightning. I hear all this rustling in the palm fronds. I don't know what it is. I see a flash of light and I see an outline of what looks like a head right in the window, right there. What it was the cat had climbed up and was teetering on the edge. But just when the flashlight, it was like the cat's back hunched over and it looked like a perfect fucking head in the window. I lost my goddamn mind.
Your wife?
I screamed at it, and she woke up. But like I was like, hey, get out! Get out of here! Ah! I was terrified.
Of course,
I was terrified. My brain. I think and it's something I'd like to do. I'd love to start writing horror. It's something I have a few concepts that I've written down since even before I ever became a comic of just like horror ideas. I can't watch horror movies.
You can't?
I cannot. Because
what's the scariest movies you watch? Like, oh shit, I can't watch it.
My first wife made me watch Paranormal Activity because she was like, you have to. Like, she loves scary movies. Yeah. I was like, I will watch it under like with certain conditions. 10 a.m. I'm not watching this shit at night. Okay. 10 a.m.
3 in the morning.
Yeah, fuck that. No. 10 a.m. the blinds open, the lights on. I can watch this. And my version of watching a horror movie is me watching it and going, fuck that.
That's
Why
crazy.
are you doing it? Why? Fuck this.
It's
No.
because
Like I'm like up. I have to,
It's because you are very susceptible to energies.
And it sticks with me. I had nightmares as a kid.
Wow.
That were, and even as an adult, I've had a few nightmares that I wrote down that like these would be the most fucked up scenes.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, I don't need extra in here. We went one time, a lady and I we rented this Airbnb. It's a Firewatch tower. It's a replica up in Oregon. And it's beautiful. You're in a one room, pretty much think of it like a 20-foot by 20-foot square room that's built on a tower 40 feet up in the air. And that tower is on top of a mountain. And you're looking out into the valley.
Beautiful.
And it was amazing. Yeah, and I love nature. I love the outdoors. I love country. I love mountains. I love forests. Love it. Love it. Terrifying. This tower's in a clearing, about 50 acres. And on the edge of the whole clearing is a wall of trees all the way around us that are like giant pines up there. The whole time I'm there, I'm like, zombies run out of the trees. That's it. It's not Jason. That's the thing. For me, it's not like Jason kind of shit.
Okay.
Even though like a man with an axe in a forest, yeah, I can see just walking out on a rainy night. Yeah, like that was my childhood. My grandparents had a place in Wisconsin out in the kind of middle of nowhere on a lake.
I grew up in desert.
Yeah.
So I am fed up with everyone's like, oh, let's look at Arizona or the cactus and Cabo. I'm fed up with fucking desert.
Yeah. You want trees. You want green, lush. Greens.
I've never been to like Yellowstone or I've never been to. Okay. So when you paint a picture like that, it's like, oh my God, that sounds.
Oh, and it
beautiful.
Is. I sit on the porch and it's the most beautiful place I've ever been.
Like,
but then I also imagine like, oh, this is you're here. You come up for a wonderful romantic getaway.
Yeah.
And then you find out that this is some crazy, weird burial ground from thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
And this is the exact night where the moon aligns with the thing. I put the whole story together.
Yeah.
And the moon aligns with the star that aligns with the thing. And the light shines through two rocks that were carved by ancient civilizations. And then the light hits the perfect spot. And then the dead arises. Yeah. And then they all lit. And then I pictured it. And I was like, because in my mind, I think I see like cinematically too. Like I see scenes.
Yeah.
All the time. And this was one where I'm like, yeah, there's a couple sitting here having a romantic night. And then literally thousands of zombies just run from the edge of the forest in all directions and just start climbing the tower. And I'm like, this would be fucking terrifying.
That is really interesting.
Terrifying.
That it has to do with audiences because it's a measure. And then if I go like things in psychology that, or dreams, when you try to interpret dreams, or what is the sea? Like the sea at night. And it represents in our psyche death. Like for me, if I had dreams or I interpret like, what do you feel about death? It is a dark, calm sea. And that creates like, for us as humans in human consciousness, like the forest is the unknown. Is to be conquered. It's
the dark, yeah.
It's the darkness.
The darkness is the unknown, yeah. Fear of the dark, which is the biggest, which is why horror movies do the best across. It doesn't matter where it's made. Horror movies are the ones that can sell anywhere in the world because everyone is afraid of the dark.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter the culture, the color of your skin, where you were born, the language you speak. The dark is fucking
what does that dark
terrifying.
Means like things
unknown.
The unknown, and unknown means things you can't control.
Right.
It's being vulnerable. It's just there.
Right. Is there a shark in the water?
Is there a shark in the water?
Is there?
Yeah. Is there a devil over here? Is there zombies?
Is there a bear in the woods?
A bear in the woods? Something that will kill you, But if we think about, let's say that life is a video game, and if you die, there's something out there. Maybe you wouldn't care that much, but maybe who knows? If there's an afterlife.
Sounds painful.
It does, but I think that's more painful, the fear itself that there's there than the actual moment when you have something happening.
Probably, yeah. Well, yeah. Again, the fear of getting a shot is way worse than getting the shot.
And I've interviewed like fighters, like bare knuckle fighters, and it's like, what do you feel about? Like, do you feel when you get hit? Like, nope. Most of them, like 90% of them, don't feel the pain when they're fighting or they're doing some shit.
Right.
It's more the nerve before you do it. and then after when you're like recovering.
Yeah.
But
once the adrenaline goes away
exactly,
and all
most of
the
the things, all those fears, was like they don't. If you were attacked by somebody in that moment, I think you would react appropriately and you would fight, and maybe you survive, maybe you don't. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's more the fear than the buildup, and that pivots again into your comedic timing. Like shit, it's not the laugh, ha ha itself. It's like the joke is coming. Ooh, this is.
Oh, it's all the tension. Yeah, building the tension is exactly where it's at.
So
yeah,
it is fascinating how we give meaning to darkness. Some people embrace it. If you go now into like the vampire culture or the cult or all that kind of stuff, it's just fascinating how people, when you step into the darkness, when you go into your challenges, that's where growth really happens most of the time.
Yeah.
And I find that similarity between working your muscles. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. You're hurting something. You're destroying the muscles so they can grow. It's like, and then you become stronger.
Which then
the hero's journey.
Yeah. Which is also why, again, it's terrifying to raise a kid.
Exactly.
Because you're like, you're gonna have to be uncomfortable. Huge. You're gonna have to feel pain.
Yep, it's scary. You don't control.
And
it.
I want you to be in a fucking beautiful, safe bubble the whole time. But I know you can't.
Because that bubble will create comfort for you. I know you're safe, so I can be okay.
Right. But I also think that's something like people are talking about with the younger generation is all of a sudden, I think people created these huge safe bubbles, and now you have kids that can't deal with anything. Mm-hmm. You have a younger generation that like any type of discomfort. They don't have the skill set to manage.
Yeah. And what does that create? There's an old saying, weak men create hard times create strong men, strong men create good times.
And there's the cycle.
Yeah. Think about Rome, how it fell.
Yeah. Every big civilization ever.
Yeah. So how long is that? Ours, what, the United States, 700 years?
No, only
300 years? Yeah. Don't go way up. Yeah. 300 years. Yeah. Go USA.
It's a weird world.
Grass is greener is always in other places, yeah. But circling back into our creative outlets as a comedian, I feel that as comedians, you guys are alchemists of emotions, where it's laughter. And
it's more than that. Like laughter's the goal, but I also know I've been really trying to work more towards like I want people to ride the full ride. I want to talk about shit that's going to make you sad. And then laugh about it.
But I think that's what I'm trying to say is how you, through a performance, right?
Yeah.
That's the meaning we give. You have a performance and a skill that creates laughter in people and makes them feel good. What if that performance that you wanted to feel love? So in the olden times, we had poets and they would read something out like, oh, I feel love, right? There's always like entertainers, but within those entertainers, they provide huge value and culture for society.
Yeah.
Right? It's necessary. Even through hard times like COVID, like, oh, fuck, why do we need comedians? You fucking need
We need them more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people are having hard times and they need something.
We haven't laughed in a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And laughter in our Mexico culture, that's super important. Huge importance. It's inherent. Mexico, we don't get offended a lot because we grill each other so bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Like it's okay to be tough on each other and it's okay to pick.
If you're not, they don't like you. So you have to accept it. Like, oh, you're making fun of me. Thanks, man. Because you like me. You always have nicknames. I have like 3 or 4 really bad nicknames for my buddies. And that means like, yeah, we shoot the shit.
Because you care. Because they care. Because if they didn't care, they wouldn't give you one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that in any society living in Mexico, they don't. So, for example, Speedy Gonzalez, like it's not offensive. We don't care like at all. Like I've been called a good Mexican. You're a good Mexican. We should get more of yours. When I heard that's like, I should feel offended, but I'm not. Like, I look at you.
I'm not even sure what that even means.
Yeah, like it was like there's bad hombres. Yeah, I'm sure there's bad.
You're like
people.
I've met them.
I've met them. Yeah, and yeah.
You're a
sure,
good
but, yeah, you're.
What did you do what did you do to lead somebody to say that to you?
I think I was doing a service. I was working. I was doing something. And we were having lunch and we were talking and this guy just like, you know what, Oscar? You're a good Mexican, man. We need more of you over here. I was like, okay. But then I go, look, this guy's a different generation. I mean.
Yeah. He did mean it as a compliment.
He did, yeah. It was really badly said, but it's like,
badly worded
Yeah.
compliment.
But it would be, if I look at it, if I would say to another Mexican or one of my buddies, they wouldn't get offended too. They would laugh like, dude, you're fucking racist. Like, that's funny, but yeah, that's fucked up. But we won't like, be hugely offended. I think there's other things that offends us as is more physical, like injustices, like imprisonment or Mexico, the war on narco is really bad. That is like, oh shit, that's life and death, and people crossing the border, or there's other topics that are way more life-threatening than, just
words.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole sticks and stones. Do you remember that when you were a kid? The sticks and stones, I don't know what happened to that, but people are very hurt by words, and
because they give it meaning. Like you said, you can't make people feel a certain way. Like you said, like, I'll do these things and you're going to give me love. It's like, you can't control how I feel,
right,
regardless of what you do,
right.
So,
and that's in a comedy show. You'd be surprised how often you're telling jokes, you're in the pocket, you're feeling good, 200 people are laughing their ass off, and there's one person, and you catch them and you see them, and that's the only, and they're just,
I didn't like what you said,
or they just fuck that, or they had a bad day. I shouldn't say fuck them, but like, don't come.
I know, but it does affect
don't come.
you, yeah. Or the
because
girls
that's
that
the only one. Oh, hot girl shit.
Yeah, but see, even that little thing, it goes back to us. Like, we can, like, I'll be playing, right? Okay, here comes one of my favorite songs. We're gonna fucking play Comfortably Numb.
Yeah,
I love this song. I
great
know
song.
It's a people stopper. We have stopped people on the street because it's a great song. We sing it in a really, really guttural, like, we catch emotion. I make people cry. I know this is gonna hit. Motherfucker on the phone, and dude, we're wailing here. We're just giving it our like.
And the hard part,
it's just like, fuck, man, we're giving you gold right here,
right.
And like, nope.
And that's the thing where, and it's kind of like the person that's sitting there that's not responding, or the girl that's on her phone, is there's as a performer giving it your all, you're like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, do you see what I'm doing
Why are
here?
you here?
There's 200 other people that are laughing their ass off or enjoying this thing, and you're sitting there, you disrespectful fuck.
To my
but what
heart.
you don't know, to my heart. But what you don't know is that person found out their dad had cancer today. And they came out with the friends because they didn't know what else to do, because honestly, they're numb and they don't feel anything, and they're just like, I'm here.
Meaning.
Yeah. Or the person on the phone is literally like, it just to be morbid, but like, mom's funeral's Tuesday.
You don't know. Maybe,
I'm gonna get, it's back in remission, but they did say da 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 da, or they checked an email and it's literally like, my wife's trying to take my kid away. This is my lawyer telling. Like, we have no idea what they're going through, which is the benefit of the doubt that I try to remind myself. I try to. But in my head, I'm like,
it's still there. Some
fucking laugh.
That trigger is so powerful.
So,
because we jump to conclusion. Assumption is the most dangerous thing, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very, very dangerous. But there's one thing that, similar to that, like, my wife gets cut off and she gets pissed. She's a wonderful, lovable woman,
Until someone cuts her off.
Cuts her off, and that her chola just comes in. It's like, you mother. So there's assumption, you're disrespecting me by cutting me off. Road rage.
No, they're just late.
But
they're
that's
late.
the thing, like, you don't know what's happening over there. There's no way that you're gonna ever know what's happening unless Tesla has those communication devices. But there's no way. So I tell her, look, you're just absorbing that energy of that person cutting you off. Just think that they really, really need to take a shit.
Yeah. Or they already did.
Oh, they already did.
They shit their pants.
But that assumption just in your head, just program it, even if it's true or not, changes your energy. It's like, yeah, dude, come on. Yeah,
I had a guy change lane. This happened this morning. I was taking my kid, dropping my daughter off, and this car on the 8 just slid over. No blinker, no nothing. I had to slow down or he would have just gone into my front corner. And I lay on the horn because he didn't look. He didn't have a blinker on. He just slid over and he slid right through my lane to the next lane. And his hand, I thought like he had waved or like, oh, I'm sorry or whatever. He was dancing.
Dancing with the
He
wind.
was literally like and I kind of pulled like, because I went to go past because I was going faster than him. So I was like coming up as he does this thing, whatever. And he's and part of me is like, you dumb motherfucker. Like, and part of that's probably because my kid's in the car. Like, you could have fucking ran us off the road. Like, what, you know? And part of me's like, he's really into that song.
Don't
you know what? I've never accidentally swerved into another. Like, I've never not seen somebody. I remember in college, I almost killed a guy on a motorcycle.
Fuck.
And I had started riding motorcycles a little bit at that time. So in my mind, I was like, I'm aware of motorcycles now. Like, I look out for bikes now because like I've
courtesy of moving.
Yeah, like da 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 da. And I was cruising, jamming the tunes in college, headed to work, middle of the day, and I just like click the blinker, check the mirror, start going, and I look up in my rear view, and there's a guy on a motorcycle right behind me, like fuck you, and I was like, I didn't pull over, but I literally like moved back over and slowed down because I needed to like compose myself.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you almost murdered some. Like, you literally could. I think he was like right next to me or something. Yeah. And thank God he just like hit the brakes and slowed it down. But like, it was a moment of like, you could have killed him so easily.
And it wasn't because you were angry. It wasn't
malicious.
It's just
it was just you thought you looked, you didn't look enough.
Yeah.
And you're jamming to the tunes, you're in the moment, you're feeling good, da 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 da. Could have killed the guy.
Yeah. That's thank God. You know, that's divine intervention.
It's weird for somebody. I don't believe in a God necessarily, because I kind of believe that it's all the thing. Mm-hmm. It's all, and that's what mushrooms I think will do to you. Kind of just point. We're all energy.
Expand your consciousness and
yeah. I mean, we're all energy in the sense of, you know, between you and I right now, there's molecules that are connecting us. Right? There's atoms in the air of oxygen, nitrogen, all the things. Yeah. And they're all trading electrons constantly. Yeah. So right now, there's electrons and molecules in you that were in me seconds ago. Mm-hmm. Right? We're all one. We're all one.
I think it was
energy field that's happening at the same time.
Nikola Tesla said that we're all vibrations.
Yeah, exactly. We're all a frequency.
Well, frequency of vibrations.
It's happening.
He built a gun. He built a weapon that could destroy buildings just about if it got to the right frequency.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then the government took
and it just literally disintegrate.
But then he said that he could build the Tesla coils that he could have free energy, like when we have Wi-Fi,
it's amazing, and all that got, he died, and they that all just disappeared.
It all disappeared.
All that info just disappeared.
But I do believe then there's frequencies in energy. I think one day we'll discover that plants, they transmit information.
Through full network going on.
Full network, and there's things that we cannot see.
They transmit nutrients and resources.
There's crazy stuff, and how you and I can transmit laughter, emotion, that we can transmit love, hatred.
Without physical anything.
Without anything, yeah. You can even do it just with your energy.
Yeah.
And so people pick it up.
And like that, you can feel people's energy. It's pretty nuts.
So I think if evolution, maybe we'll get to that point. Who knows? Maybe we already did and then got destroyed in the flood and we're rebuilding.
And we're starting over.
Yeah.
We're another dumb version of this meat sack.
I do believe in God. I feel that it is not in a central entity that it's sitting on a throne.
Yeah.
I think it's within us that's so big. It's like water, like we're fish in the ocean and it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. You know? So but it is in the forms of something that's creative, something that's love, something that builds. And of course, within that, there's also death. You know, it's
right, because it's the cycle.
It's a cycle.
To build,
We say, like, why does God allow for evil things to happen? Why does there earthquakes? Why is my daughter born the way she is? You know, it's like, it's too big.
Same reason why lightning strikes an entire forest burned down.
Yeah.
Because they have since the beginning of time.
It's
because it's actually a natural, healthy part of the cycle.
It could be, yeah. Are we new souls? Do we recycle? Do we come back? We go, I don't know. I don't know. There's
more now than ever.
Yeah. But I think the way we learn and we grow is not to jump into conclusions, not to be judgmental, but if we look life in curiosity and with love, it will grow as people.
If more people just led life with love and curiosity,
that's it.
It'd be a better place. It'd be a kinder, better place.
Much, much better place. And I think that us as our creative, and we teach in our kids, and you have an audience, I have an audience in different venues. Is we do that, then I think we're doing good. I don't know why I play music. One time we were playing
it makes your heart happy. Bar,
but that's the thing. It's not because it makes my heart happy.
But it does.
It does, but I don't want, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's something I'm fulfilling. Like I would play in a bar and I fucking hate this. I don't want to play. I don't want to play.
Until you're playing.
Until I'm playing and I don't want to play.
While you're on stage playing?
On stage, I just want to walk out. I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it because it's a job or a duty or whatnot, right? Or because I have to do it for my buddies. But there was one thing that really rekindled me, and it was we're playing Brana Girl. Da-da-da. I'll do the show. I'm playing all this stuff. And I do it professionally, and I'm very or I'm doing it in the right tempo. Yeah. And I'm the bass player. We don't have a drummer, so it's my responsibility to keep the beat. And I look at Adele like, you're off beat. Or I do like, oh shit, I'm off beat. And they're shooting the shit. It's like, you're off key. It's right here. When it rekindled is when a family came over and said, we're here on a trip because our daughter died. And that was her favorite song. Thank you so much. And they all give us a hug. And I go, yes, that's why I play. Yeah. That's why I fucking love playing. And that's like, it feels me like I'm doing something with my skills to touch someone. There was a group of jet fighters, pilots, that came over. We were in OB, the bar closed. And we were playing some 80s song. I forgot what it was. And they all came over and said, that's our buddy song, which just passed away yesterday because he crashed his pilot on his jet. Cheers to you guys. Here's to Jameson. Oh shit! So we look at each other as like,
meaning that you had no idea. That it is interesting.
But we built,
and I get that. Like you're providing an experience that you have no idea how they're going to take.
And I feel that is where that fulfills me with purpose. That I leave a mark. Or we're playing in prison, and later I knew that these guys haven't heard music in years. One of them was a narco lord. He came over like I sang a mariachi song. He's like, hey, that was good. With his two bodyguards, like, that was good, son. You did well. It's like, thank you, sir. It's like, please don't kill me. But awesome. But this dude came over. It's like, hey, man, that's awesome. I really want to play guitar. It looks probably in his 20s, long hair, crispy hair. Really like, yeah, thanks, man. You keep it up. When you're 30, like 30. I'm fucking 45, man. Fuck, how do you keep so young? I have no music, no TV. All we have, son, is eating and exercise. Wow. And I hear music. Love it. Thank you. Okay. So I find that by hanging in this group of the Thundercog, it's an experience that we're providing to people. Yeah. And it's not how badass we look, and it's not what we played. It's I love how people feel. Yeah. And they belong to something. We got like the groupies that love us, but because they feel they belong there. And we have originals. We're trying to do it, but it's not because we want to make it and make money. It's like, we don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but also if the creativity flows, you write that shit down.
Great. Yes.
Yeah. You write that shit down. Yeah.
But I think that for me, in that creative outlet, whether I'm doing a short film, a music video, or a commercial, or that it serves a purpose higher than myself, and that for me is awesome, or it's if beautiful. I help someone, I feel that's fulfilling.
Then you are a very successful human being, then.
We'll look at it that way.
Yeah, because you're doing it. You're creative in so many aspects of your life and putting it out there and providing that. So
as long as
thank you for that.
I can fulfill for.
So where can people actually find info about Thundercock?
We have a Instagram. It's called The Thundercock.
The Thundercock. They're a San Diego band.
It's a new band. The Thundercock.
The Thundercock. And then what about your stuff, the movies you've done, things like that? How can people find it?
Through Lead Wolf, at Wolf Lead. That's where it's my commercial kind of like.
And that's on Instagram, at Wolf Lead?
Wolf Lead.
That's what I thought.
It's the Lead Wolf, but it was already taken. And my professional stuff is done by at Oz Riveros website and all the different stuff that I do.
Very cool. Dude, thank you so much for talking.
Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful learning more about you and getting the perspective, and what an adventure.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. It was fun. Peace out.